What's going on, Drinking Buddies? Brand new podcast coming right at you. Sorry about being a little bit behind schedule today, but it's been a crazy week and I just haven't slept well. And yeah, I have a lot of excuses. Nonetheless, got you your podcast a little bit late. Sorry about that. We're going to run through these ads super quick so we can get down to the action. If you don't know about it, we have video versions of the podcast available on Vimeo, full HD, no ads, at www.anwd.net/videos. Check them out. 99 cents an episode, $6.99 a month gets you all the episodes streaming, updated weekly. Boom, check it out. It's awesome. I'm a Twitch streamer now, so come check me out a couple times a week, especially on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific for Jackbox for Jagoffs at www.twitch.tv/MattFandSlayer. It's a lot of fun. We get silly. If you enjoy the humor of the show, you will enjoy me playing Jackbox with people and getting just ridiculous. Check that out every Sunday. Check out the stream throughout the week for my other streams. Throw me a sub if you can. If you got Amazon Prime, it's free of charge. Blah, 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 blah. Just want to get you this podcast. That's the only ad reads we're going to do this week. My guest this week, returning for a third or fourth time, I can't even remember at this point, is my homie Kate Kennedy. Of course, we talk about life in quarantine. We get deep into some OnlyFans talk. You know, I may propose to her to try to get her Canadian citizenship. It was a lot of fun, as usual. For once, we didn't have a hard out. So you get a full 2 hours of Kate and I bullshitting. A little bit over, actually. And yeah, we were fairly inebriated by the end. So sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy this one, Drinking Buddies. I sure as fuck enjoyed making it.
Get started?
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Let's do it.
Well, cheers, Kate.
Cheers.
Do this shit without technical difficulties for once.
Right? With no hard outs on either of our parts.
I know.
Louise.
It's amazing.
I know. It's almost like we don't have anything else to do.
Well, that's painfully accurate. Thanks for reminding me.
I mean, I have a shit ton of other stuff to do, but I make time for you.
Aww. 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 First and foremost, for the audience, Kate and I did this like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Time doesn't matter anymore. I don't.
No, it's not real.
I could go check the file when it was created to see when we actually did it, but in the very recent memory, we recorded one of these, kinda. Mm-hmm. It was plagued with technical difficulty.
And like 20 minutes of me defending Alan Dershowitz, which nobody needs to do.
We may get back to it. You never know.
No, we really don't need to. I thought about that, and I was like, you know what? I actually don't want to leave that legacy. So...
Fair enough.
I'm glad that one won't see the light of day.
Nope. That one is going in the vault, never to be touched. And, dear viewers, you have Kate to thank for at least the first month of me having a pro Zoom subscription.
You're welcome. Did you finally get my $15?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I thought I texted you.
I felt bad about that.
I thought I texted you about that.
You probably did.
I'm like, I had to reboot my router because my phone wasn't properly connected to the internet or something.
You did. And I was kind of like annoyed because I was like, it's fucking Apple Pay. God damn it, Matt. Like, it's the easiest fucking shit.
Hey, I'm rather tech savvy. Thank you.
I know. Well, you are. And so like, I was like trying to like, I'm trying to walk you through this thing that like my grandma understands. And I'm like, oh my God, like just fucking, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, no, believe me. I was like, what the fuck? It's Apple Pay. Why
Do you use it now?
No.
Really? I use it all the time. I love it.
It's set up. I can use it. It's actually kind of annoying now. Whenever I try to just open my phone, it's like, tries to open up Apple Pay. I'm like, no, motherfucker. I'm trying to get at my fucking Instagram. I don't want
like it automatically tries to open your Apple Pay when you open your phone. Oh, does it open your wallet?
Yeah, it tries to open my wallet. Like the card pops up. I'm like, no. I want to look at pretty people on Instagram. I don't want to give people money right now.
It does that to me too, but I also use the wallet for like plane tickets and gift cards and shit like that.
Well, I do use the wallet. I've always used the passbook for plane tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a depressing reminder now that I haven't gone anywhere in a while.
I know. I haven't either. Where's the last place you went?
Chicago in 2018 for a funeral.
Really? That's like the last time you left LA?
Yeah. Like,
oh, damn.
2019, my audience has heard this a bunch of times. 2019 was the first time in over a decade I did not get on a plane.
Really? That's crazy. I don't think I've ever had a year of my life where I didn't get on a plane. I don't think it's ever happened to me.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, one of my big goals in life is to do at least one international trip a year.
Yeah.
And 2019 is the first time I have not followed through with that since I started doing it. And that's just because 2019, fully self-employed.
That'll do it.
Yep, have to make that sacrifice. Like,
I mean, mine's the opposite because being fully self-employed for me is a lot of travel normally. Well, but it's not a lot of international travel. I don't travel internationally. I don't have a passport.
What's wrong with you?
I should get one, but I don't. Well, why would I get one now?
Beat the lines?
They're not even, like, the DMV is not even open. I need to get a California driver's license, and the DMV is not even fucking open. I left my driver's license at John's for 3 days last week.
Oh, no.
I went to, like, go buy groceries, right? And, like, just because it's down the street, and so I just, like, walked down. And I was buying wine or something, so I left it on the counter. I just walked home. And I didn't think about it. And then I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Trader Joe's. Like, I haven't been to Trader Joe's since February. Like, fuck. Like, I need me some, like, because I've been trying to limit going out and stuff and ordering as much as I can. But, like, you can't fucking order Trader Joe's. And I love Trader Joe's.
They have the best $2 chuck selection. The best.
Exactly. So I go, right? And I had over $100 worth of food, but I probably had another $200 in booze. And I'm like checking out and he's like, can I see your ID? And I went and I was like, I don't have it. And just panic. He's like, do you want to check your card? And I was like, I guess. So I run out to my car and then I have to like convince the security guy at Trader Joe's that's letting people in like one at a time. Like I was already here. Like I'm already allowed in. He's got my groceries. Like I didn't find it obviously. So they had to put all of it back. I was super bummed. And I came home and was like tearing my apartment apart, freaking the fuck out. Finally, I was like, well, the only other place they've been is John's. And so I called them and they had it. And I like ran right down there and then bought some more expensive wine, unfortunately.
And for people that are not in LA, John's is like a cheap knockoff Vons.
Yeah. It's like, it's an Armenian grocery store.
So you're not confused. You're like, who the fuck's John?
Yeah, no, John's is a grocery store. It's like a really crappy version of Kroger.
Yeah, it is a step down from Food for Less.
Yes. You know what? I actually wouldn't say that because Food for Less, I would say they're roughly the same quality. Food for Less has better produce, but Food for Less has larger quantities of stuff. Like if you go to Food for Less, you're going to end up with like the 24 pack, whereas if you go to John's, you're going to get the 12. So potato. John's is a little more convenient because it's closer to me, but I would rather be closer to like a Trader Joe's. Definitely not my pick for grocery stores.
I haven't been in Trader Joe's in a hot minute just because I don't want to wait in line.
It's fucking weird. They make you stand in line.
They're doing the right fucking thing.
They're really nice about it. And they're like, we're so sorry. We're just trying to keep you safe. We're trying to stay safe. They like offer you hand sanitizer in and out. Like they're really fucking, and you can see like the managers going up and down, like counting how many people are in the store. So they know, like, and it moves fast. So, like, I was behind the building. I was probably, like, the 20th person in line, and I got in within, like, 15 minutes.
They gotta have it down to a science at this point.
I think they do, yeah. You have to leave your bags outside. You can't bring your own bags in. You have to bag your groceries outside.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get them outside, then?
Well, you take the cart out with you.
Oh, gotcha.
But if you, like, if you're using their bags, they obviously bag your groceries for you. But if you bring your own, they don't want your bags in the store. So you have to leave them on a table outside and then like take your cart out and then you stand in the parking lot and are like putting things in the bags.
You know what? It's worth the 10 cents a fucking bag to me to not have to do that.
Honestly, I mean, like I just don't like having the bags because they're not like they're paper. So they're not very useful. Like the like small plastic ones from like other grocery stores I'll use for like bathroom trash can liners. The plastic ones are kind of fucking pointless.
Well, eventually, when you can start entertaining, guests again, if you bring home an ugly one, then you got a paper bag for them.
That's true. At least I have a couple of those backup,
You could draw.
You can't use a plastic bag. That would end badly.
I mean, you could start off using the plastic bag. You just have to, there has to be safe words involved or safe motions. But with the paperbacks, you can draw whatever face you want on them when you fuck them.
That's true.
You know,
it's an intimate Sharpie portrait of Timothée Chalamet
with a big smile, like so you know they're having a good time. Like,
oh man, yeah. Whenever I can have like a gentleman caller again, won't that be fun?
Sometime in 2021.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, porn is starting back up again, but I'm not shooting because they can't figure out how they're testing.
No. So for those not in the porn news, one of the biggest testing centers in the nation pulled out of the pass system over this.
They can't figure out how to do this COVID test. It doesn't make any fucking sense to do it. Like, they're different kinds of diseases, so it doesn't make sense to test for COVID the way that it does for like a traditional STI or like HIV, where a blood test every 2 weeks is sufficient.
Right.
Like with COVID, like I can't get a COVID test a week ago. Like as soon as I walk out of the place, it's potentially invalidated.
Right.
So no matter what, you're running the risk. There's no way to certify it. And then it's costing us extra. So it's bumping our testing costs anywhere from like $30 to $50 extra. Plus like having to add additional COVID tests for safety. And those aren't in pass. So there's no way to verify them. And then there's now a lot of people saying like, oh, well, I'm okay with using TTS because they have a code that you can scan and it's just as good as pass. And it's like, whoa. Like the protocols for the pass system were literally put in place. They were designed during the HIV epidemic in the 1990s in porn. That's where pass comes from. It's a system that was designed during an epidemic to keep us safe. And it has consistently for the last like almost 30 years. And now people are like, well, I think we could just pull. And I'm like, holy shit, no, fuck you, no.
These are the same people who have probably been shooting this whole fucking time. And they're like, oh, this is all recorded pre-COVID.
Why are we wearing masks? I don't know. Just predictive.
Right.
We just guessed. I'm like, I know you fucking people. Like, you can't guess the goddamn weather, let alone fucking.
So, like, we recorded this in February before we were locked down.
Yeah.
When COVID was a thing.
There are a lot of, like, people that live together in porn, whether they're roommates or couples. And I love living alone. I definitely don't want to be quarantined with somebody else all day, but I am a little jealous sometimes. I'm like, God damn, that would be so nice.
Right? Like just, oh, hey, boy-girl content right here.
Right? What are you going to do? Like, yeah, I was planning out content the other day. So I was like, oh, you should do more boy-girl. And I'm like, fucking how?
You want me to die for your orgasm? Is that what you want from me?
I mean, I do go out a little bit, like here and there. I always wear a mask. And I live alone. And I think this is really kind of important. Like, I don't see any family members. I don't have any like older people or immunocompromised people that I'm in contact with. So I think I can be a little bit more. I also am 90% sure that I had it in February. So
you and me both. We did talk about this last time we were on. We were both pretty sure we both had it in February and may have given it to one or the other of us because we hung out in person in February.
We did. And I mean, I was in New York on February 8th, like during Fashion Week. I was going through JFK.
I know. You missed my birthday party the day later.
I know. I was so tired.
And then a week later, we were hanging out sharing a J. So, yeah. You probably... Thanks, Kate.
Sorry. At least you survived. I hope you don't have any permanent lung damage.
Oh, I'm dead. Like, I'm a ghost.
But if not, good luck proving it. I'm kidding.
It's okay, Kate. I'm not going to come after you after... What, am I going to get squeeged in a fucking lawsuit? Like,
people have tried.
Well, I mean, it is your biggest asset.
I mean, not if you calculate her medical bills.
Well,
huge deficit in terms of that. Financially, huge drain. I love you, Squeegee. I'm trying to turn her into a TikTok star right now.
See?
She needs a job. So
see what
she's not contributing.
What you need to do is figure out how to get a headset and a controller in front of her and just start playing on Twitch as Squeege.
You know what the problem is that Squeegee does cute things all of the time when the camera's not on. And as soon as I take the camera out, she fucking freezes. And like I feel like a pageant mom. And I have like a Cheeto above it. And I'm like, here, like, look here. Come here, baby, come here. And like nothing, just nothing. Useless.
So you just got to set up more cameras around the apartment.
Yeah, like nanny cams. I've tried to like even set them up and like do like a time lapse or something where she would forget that it was on, but for whatever reason, she just freezes up.
She can like smell the camera. She's like,
She knows.
She knows.
She knows. She's chilling in her Thunder shirt right now.
Nice.
She seems sleepy, so maybe it's working. She seems I felt like I was wrapping her in like an ace bandage.
So how does the Thunder shirt work?
So it is a calming coat that we just got from Amazon today. And it's for anxiety or hyperactivity. And it says that it applies constant pressure to a dog's torso, similar to a parent swaddling their infant child. This pressure applying methodology provides a calming effect for most dogs.
Do they make those for people?
I think they're called weighted blankets.
Yeah, but I can't be at a laptop with a weighted blanket on.
What about a straight jacket?
I haven't tried that recently.
Same principle. It seems like the same principle.
Then my arms would be behind me and like typing would be hard.
What if you could just get a straight jacket vest? That would just be like a vest.
That's my new look. And straight jacket vest on video. That could be a thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't personally like wearing tight fitting clothing. I have my my dope flannel PJ pants on right now, but if it soothes her, she does like wearing clothes, so she seems fine with it. Like she has several holiday sweaters that she likes. I don't know if she likes them so much as she likes the attention people give her when she wears them.
Hey, means
but either way, it's really cute. So either way,
hey, if she's into it, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
that's all that fucking matters.
I know she does get cold. She likes to be under things in general. Like she likes to be, but she keeps trying to hide under my furniture whenever the fireworks start, and it's like the saddest thing in the world.
Oh, that's a big bummer.
It is. It's a bummer for sure. But hopefully this helps. I've also been giving her fluoxetine later in the afternoon. It's like doggy Xanax. And I was giving it to her in the morning because that's what it says to do. But then like it would wear off by the time the fireworks started. So I just gave it to her like right before this show. So I'm hoping it.
Hopefully it's just a.
Well, because they go till like 2, 3 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Oh, I know. We live in the same neighborhood.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I hear them too. We're probably hearing the same fireworks at the same time.
I think we are. It's fucking insane and I hate it. And if you're setting off fireworks right now, you fucking suck. Go choke on a dick. My dog, my 3-legged dog, who is pathetic enough, hates you.
Right?
Yeah. It was worse when all of the sirens were happening.
They're still happening a fair amount.
I mean, they're not like, I was sitting here like looking out my window and saw like an army of, or a convoy of army vehicles like barreling down the highway. So that stopped.
Yay.
That's good. I went to the Pride March on a couple weeks ago on Sunday.
That was after you briefly popped on for Jackbox with us.
Yes, I did. No, that was the night before, I think.
No, we did Jackbox on a Saturday.
Yeah, I know. I went on Sunday.
Right.
The march was on Sunday. So it was after I went. Yeah, I went on the morning after because I was tired that night. Or no, I was recording something.
I don't know. I can't keep up with your schedule. You're so fucking busy.
I don't fucking know either, dude. I have like so many schedules. I did a sketch about it yesterday. I have no idea what I'm doing.
That makes 2 of us.
Yeah, there's just a constant deluge of shit that I keep telling people this too. And actually I'm doing a sketch with my neighbor about it because she's on unemployment. And so she's really stressed because she's also like creative and a writer. And she's like, I'm not doing enough with my time. I need to like write the screenplay and do this and do this. And so she's like trying to fill her time. And my time is so fucking full that it's like the same anxiety for opposite reasons. You get it, right? Yeah. It's like, because there's like a huge difference between my friends that are on unemployment and are like, I need to write the great American novel. And me who's over here like, I have to do 50 photo sets and all these clips and customs. And I have to do this. And I have to write this website. And I have to write my fucking novel. So I'm like, it's hard to explain to those people that like, actually, I'm not experiencing the same thing you are right now. I've never been busier professionally.
Well, you have the advantage of having a profession that allows you to really monetize from home pretty instantaneously.
Absolutely. But I've just never been. It's weird to be one of the only busy people in the world right now.
I know.
Or like just a smaller, because normally my friends that have like regular day jobs are much busier than I am. They have like set schedules. They have to go do stuff. And I'm always like, oh, let's go to the beach. It's Tuesday. This is great. And now I'm like, shit, because like the demand is kicked up. The marketplace is saturated. So I'm putting out more content than ever at a faster pace than ever. I'm having to learn how to do new skills that I've never had to do before, like video editing, like new kinds of photo editing. Like I'm having to learn all of this new stuff as I go.
You know, you
and
can
I'm
farm
still
out
trying
some
to
of
like.
You can farm out some of the video editing.
I honestly enjoy doing it myself.
I know. I'm just shamelessly trying to get work.
I know. I'm sorry. If I could afford to pay you, I would.
Oh, that's what they all say.
I do pay for your podcast.
I know. You're the best. You remind me of that every time we talk. Like, Matt, I do support you.
Oh, I would. I mean, I would love to be in a position where I had all of this money and I could just like hire my friends to do all of this and not be super stressed, but I'm not quite there yet. And so like it's getting there, but it's weird because I feel like everyone else's life is kind of on this weird pause and I'm like not getting that pause. I'm getting the opposite.
No, I feel you. Mine's not really on a weird pause. It's just like I had to segue, like instead of doing a production for other people, like that's super slowed down. It's like, okay, I'm going to just hardcore embrace being a Twitch streamer now.
Which is awesome. I see you streaming all the time.
And I'm upping my production value on that. Like I'm learning more and more about like setting up my stream, all that fun shit. I'm partnering up with a couple other friends of mine that play. We're going to make a gaming group so we can cross promote, like start a YouTube channel of like highlights of all of us under one branding, which is all my idea.
That's awesome. That's a really good idea though. Good for you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, let's take 4 or 5 anonymous dudes and put them all under one banner and hopefully one of us will catch on.
Right. I think a lot of creative people are going through that right now. Even people that do have like a pause in their like quote unquote, like whether it's a day job or a profession or whatever. Like there's an enormous amount of pressure to create right now. And it's really difficult to like quantify that with like, hey, the world is on fire.
Well,
and like everybody wants to write the Diary of Anne Frank. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody wants to create this incredible piece of work under this enormous pressure. And it's so hard to get yourself out of that mindset and just enjoy the time that you do have to do that work.
Definitely. And the other part about it is like part of writing something that's compelling is having experiences to fall back on. No one's really experiencing shit right now.
Yes. And it's really hard to, even though like this is an experience to an extent, it's really, really hard to write a story while you're still living it.
Well,
like I'm finally getting to the tail end of like doing studio porn in terms of that career. And like the intent was always to write about it. And I'm like just starting to be able to say like, oh, this is the narrative. This is what it sounds like. This is what it was like. Like you have to have that hindsight to describe it. Because trying to tell the story while you're going through it, like if I like look back and was to tell you like, bing, bang, boom, this is what happened. Like it's not even an interesting story. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
Like to craft a narrative, you have to like be able to step outside of it and have a little distance.
As the old saying goes, you can't see the forest from the trees.
Exactly. Can I smoke this on here?
Of course.
Sweet.
I mean, for the audio audience, she is firing up what she gave me COVID with.
It's exactly the same one.
I know. It's got my DNA still on it. You just
reduce, reuse, recycle, man.
Yeah. Kate, I understand. You just want my DNA on your lips. It's cool. It's cool. I understand.
Always, darling.
Aw, I'm going to blush. I'm well lit now so people can see that shit.
I know. It looks good.
So for the video audience, or for the audio audience, finally, lighting has happened here for the fucking remote shows instead of me being a shithead. And I know better. I fucking know better about my fucking lighting. And I have put out like probably 7 or 8 podcasts where I'm just like in the dark.
You really, yeah. Proud of you.
Proud of me for spending $40 on a ring light like I should have months ago.
Very proud of you. Yes, very proud of you. I'm working on turning, so like a lot of my fans have seen it, but I have like a office closet. It's like a big walk-in closet that I turn into an office. And I'm like, it's kind of just been like a junk room for all my like props and costumes and shit. And I'm like actively working on turning into like a legit studio now. Nice. And trying to figure out how to do that, like where it can store everything that I need, but also like I can shoot in there. So I want to put like, I'm trying to figure out how to do like a lighting setup where I could actually like attach them to the walls and kind of have them on like swivels. So I could like adjust, you know what I mean? Almost like a makeup mirror.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm looking for stuff like that. And then like backgrounds. And I'm trying to figure out how I can like move like storage wise for stuff. So it's a small space. So it's going to be kind of a conundrum, but I think it'll be
if anyone, I think I have faith in you that you will get it done.
I just love the idea of being able to have like a place with like a designated backdrop that I can do like podcasts or Zoom shows or live shows or cam shows, whatever, like, and actually have it look like, oh, it's not just my living room. It's like a fucking business. Like my living room looks nice and I like shooting in it, but I would like to have a place where it's like, oh, this is like the Kennedy studio.
Right.
You know?
Kennedy
so
Studios. You'll get it done in no time.
Yeah, I'm hopefully I will. I mean, everything with Amazon, like shipping is so long now.
Oh,
that it's really frustrating. Like, honestly, it's been good for my bottom line, though. Because now I look at it and I'm like, do I want to wait a week for this? And I'm like, no. So then I just don't buy it.
Well,
whereas 2-day shipping, I'm like, I could have this tomorrow. Oh, fuck yeah.
See, what's pissing me off about that is like, literally, right now I had a notification for something that was supposed to arrive by 9 p.m. tonight. Oh, it'll be here between the 23rd and the 24th. Wait a minute. You said it was going to be here today. How the fuck is it coming days later now?
That happened 2 weeks in a row with my meal kit because I get like HelloFresh. And if it gets here a day late, the food is ruined.
Right.
Because it's frozen and like it can stay in transit for something like 2 days. It'll stay frozen. But longer than that, everything spoils.
Yeah, the dry ice goes.
Yeah. And so it's not even dry ice. It's like a gel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like these big like plastic baggies that are full of this. And you like cut them because they're recyclable. You like cut them and throw the gel away.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird. It looks like the stuff that's inside of ice packs.
Nice.
I think, it's probably like glycerin and water or something. But anyways, so like, yeah, I got like 2 weeks in a row and I had to call them and I was like, look, I get it. Like, I understand shipping's delayed, but I just spent $140 on food that I can't even eat. Now I have no food.
Were they cool about it?
They were super cool. They like refunded the first one and then they're like, we'll give you credit on next week's. So they basically gave me my money back. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Because and they've been on time every time since. So.
Hell yeah. Because in those situations, they got to have more lead. Like, at the end of the day, it's annoying that my fucking Xbox adapter for my PC is not going to be here tonight.
Yeah.
But that's not the end of the world. That's not me like having to figure out what I'm going to eat tonight.
Yeah. And like on a level, because that's how I budget too, is like, I'm like, okay, because that's like 6 meals for me. That's the majority of food that I eat during the week is like those 3 dinners. And then I just have like bagels or frozen waffles or fucking snacks or whatever. But like, it's pretty fucking frustrating to be like, oh, it's the end of the day and I'm going to get this great dinner. And then just be like, wow, I guess I get nothing and have to order takeout or go try to like cook for one person. I started eating a bunch of my like pandemic can supply of food, which is just depressing as shit. I like should not prep for an apocalypse. That would be the most depressing apocalypse ever. Like I ate all of my like Little Debbie's and like beef jerky and fun shit right away. And now I just have like cans of like chicken dumpling soup and like beans.
Oh, chicken dumpling soup's delicious.
Not in June in Los Angeles. That sounds gross.
I'll do it. I'll do it right now.
Ugh, cold.
Well, not cold. But the worst thing about trying to, cook for one person is nothing is portioned in America for one person. Nothing.
And that's why I really like the HelloFresh thing is because it's literally just enough for me to have dinner one night and lunch the next day. It's perfect. I eat like 2/3 of it that night and 1/3 of it tomorrow. Great. Fucking easy. Like, and I don't waste food. And like it doesn't really cost that much more than if I was to go to the grocery store and buy all of these things. I would have more of these things, but what the fuck am I going to do with a giant thing of sour cream? It's going to go bad before I use even like half of it.
Make a weird scene.
That's true. I did say I was going to put ranch dressing on my titties and like lick it off with chicken nuggets one time.
Has that happened?
No, I never did it.
Just lying to the internet, Kate.
I didn't lie about it. I was just like, I could do this. And all the people were like, you should do that. And I was like, all right, thank you for your feedback. Management appreciates that. And we will take it into consideration.
And until there are dollars presented for it.
Yeah. So until there are dollars presented for it, you're just going to get more pictures of me with my sweatpants pulled halfway down. Sorry, guys.
Hey, I got $1 on it. I don't even want to consume the scene, but I will support your art. I got $1 on it.
Thank you.
I'll buy the McNuggets. Fuck it. I will Postmates you the McNuggets for it. You got to come up with your own ranch, though.
McNuggets, they come with ranch.
Really?
Yeah, you can just ask for the ranch dipping sauce. I always do that.
I always get barbecue.
Oh, I don't like barbecue sauce.
Bye, Kate.
Sorry. I think it's weird to put sugar on meat.
No, sugar's delicious on meat.
I think it's weird. I don't like candied bacon either. Meat is meat and sugar is sugar, and I just don't think.
What?
I don't like barbecue. I've never really liked barbecue. I kind of like St. Louis barbecue where it's like really smoky and not sweet, but I don't like Memphis barbecue or anything. I can't fuck with.
Well, honestly, in the rating of my barbecue, it's all about Texas because it's super peppery.
Yeah, Texas barbecue is okay. I still find it kind of sweet.
Well,
I don't like honey mustard either. I like regular mustard.
I don't like either.
Honey mustard.
I don't like either.
Love mustard. Fucking love mustard.
But good Texas barbecue, you can definitely get it and not have to even put sauce on it. I
like going to Spring Creek barbecue where they bring the rolls around.
Where's that at?
It's a chain. They're all over Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're known for their rolls, and these girls walk around with these giant baskets full of homemade from the oven rolls, they're hot. Oh, boy howdy. It's pretty fucking great. I can't stand fried okra, but I will eat at Spring Creek all the time just for those rolls.
Oh man, I just had a vision of hot girls with hot rolls.
Yeah, no, it's hot, dude. It's fucking, I'm into it. Spring Creek barbecue. It's in Texas.
Next time I'm in Texas. Because every time I've gone to Texas, it's always been hole in the wall joints, or some of the famous ones. Went to Black's out in Lockhart, outside of fucking Austin. Oh, so good.
I've been to a couple famous Austin ones, and I don't remember the names, honestly. My dad lived in Austin for a while, so I would go visit him sometimes, and I've been to a few of those. But like I said, I'm not a big bear. I like the tacos in Austin, or anything Tex-Mex I really like. In terms of Texas food, and I like Southern food.
Oh, Southern food's amazing.
Southern food's fucking great. I like Creole food and Cajun food a lot.
Oh, now you're making me depressed. I haven't been to New Orleans in 6 years.
I've never been to New Orleans. I really want to go. I've never been. My parents went when they were dating and when they were about to get engaged.
Well, when the pandemic's over and it's safe to do so, we can go to New Orleans. I will have.
My grandparents actually did the same thing. It's a thing in my family. If you're going to get married, you got to you're about to get engaged, you go to New Orleans. I don't know why.
Okay, I'm not proposing to you. I just want to go to New Orleans.
It's cool. We can go to New Orleans as friends.
Awesome.
Totally.
We will totally, troll for, opposite sex with each other. I'll wingman for you. You can wing woman for me. It'll be fun.
I can troll for either sex. So, Stan, my odds are better than yours.
Your odds are better than me, even if you weren't trolling for both sexes.
You think that, but I have no game. So, good luck. I only have game for other people. I'm an excellent wingman, but I cannot get myself laid to save my fucking life.
All right, well, that'll be my mission. We'll go to New Orleans. We'll get you laid. I mean, I once sold a friend to someone at a bar for $5.
Nice.
She never paid me that.
Rude.
Right?
Although I think if she did, it might be human trafficking.
He was consenting. It would have been pandering, not human trafficking.
Whatever you say.
I mean, I would have had to break out a camera and get 2257 paperwork to make it legal in California, but we'll just walk away from that.
Right, just tiptoe away. Never mind, that didn't happen.
Oh, it totally happened.
Squeegee's chilling. She's chilling in her little thunder vest.
No, nothing
Very chill.
Nothing like bringing up Squeegee and be like, let's walk away from the crime Matt's talking about on the internet.
Move away from that.
It was a fun crime.
Fun crime.
Woo!
I don't really think I haven't really committed any crimes. Ever.
Well, technically, you're committing a federal crime right now.
Woo! And for the last 10 years.
See?
I stole a nail polish from a Target in 2014.
Ooh, you rebel, you. I'm sure you have blown a red light. I'm sure you've sped at one point or another.
I really don't speed. I'm a very safe driver. I speed occasionally, but I honestly have a lot of anxiety about driving, especially in LA. I never had it before I moved here, and I used to drive across country by myself and be fucking fine. And now I can't go on highway overpasses. I will have a panic attack.
That's no good.
It's not, and I'm not the only person I know that's moved here and had that problem. I have at least 3 or 4 friends off the top of my head that moved to LA and were fine. I grew up driving. I drove 20 miles each way to go to high school. So I drove 40 miles a day starting when I was 16. And I was fine on the freeway. I was fucking fine. with like up to like 5 or 6 other people in my car. Fine.
That's
and now I get to
enough.
LA and I'm just like, I can't. Like, I get so nervous. And I have a nice car. It's a new car. It's not new, but like I bought it new. It's a couple years old. It's very safe. So like I can't. Like I drove up to North Hills last month to go pick up that record player. And like I had to get off of like 170 because I was just like having like my heart was beating out of my chest.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
like I would very seriously consider moving to New York if I could afford to, just so I wouldn't have to drive again. Because I just don't, there's not any other, like maybe Chicago, but like if you want to like live in a city and really not own a car and not spend an exorbitant amount of money, it's New York or Chicago.
And only parts of Chicago.
Exactly. So it's New York.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not going to move to Chicago. I already live in LA. Like, I'm not going to go back.
Right.
Like, that's a step backwards.
I agree.
No.
Born and raised. I agree.
Yeah. No, if you move to LA or if you move to New York, you can't move anywhere else. You just move either to New York or you move to LA. Yeah. You go back and forth. That's it. And people from New York and LA date each other, but they don't date people unless they're trying to convince the other person to move out to LA or New York.
Well, that is almost always true. Though I did have a friend who was born and raised in New York who started dating a dude in Chicago and almost moved to Chicago for him. But
okay, that's different though. Like if you fall in love with someone, you'll move to fucking Mobile, Alabama. Like, you know. Some people would.
Mobile.
A younger Kate would have.
A younger Matt would have, especially if she had very nice perky breasts. Like, I will follow them tits anywhere.
Yeah.
But older, jaded Matt would be like, nah, this is going to fall apart. I'm not going to uproot my life for when this falls apart.
Yeah, the first time I've ever had that thought was last year. And I remember thinking like, okay, this sucks because I'm definitely getting older and more mature. But at the same time, I'm so glad I'm having this thought where I'm like, oh shit, my life is actually too valuable to throw away for a stranger. Like it was the first time I felt like I was like, wait, hold up. Like I have a career. I'm trying to do shit and you're really cool. But like, I'm not going to even entertain that possibility.
Right.
And it wasn't even like he had asked me to. I just was like, oh shit, this isn't going to work because like I'm valuable and this is what I'm focusing on right now. It was a good feeling.
That's an awesome feeling.
Yeah.
The next plan is, why don't you move here, dude? What do you got going on that you can't move here? Here's awesome.
He'd left here like 2 years ago. So like he had already lived here.
He could come back.
It made more sense. No, it was cool. It was just like let's focus on our careers thing. That's cool.
That's cool.
You know, yeah. I mean, like, there are other reasons why I would move to New York, not just for like a random person, but like, I don't want to drive anymore. That's the big reason.
See, I just don't want to deal with snow ever again. So New York's out.
Yeah. I mean, I work at home, so like I could be and I don't mind like walking a short distance in the snow.
Yeah. The other thing is, it's just like, our rents are comparable to New York's, but you get so much more here for your money. You really do. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Like you pay about the same, but you get a bigger space. Like there's a bottom to what you're going to pay in LA, New York. Like you're almost definitely paying over $1,000 no matter where you live. Yeah. That's the bottom. But if you're paying $1,000 in LA, you probably have roommates, but your room's probably twice the size of what it would be in New York. And it's like 30% less likely to have rats. Yeah, I would go with that number. Yeah, 30%. Though New York definitely has bigger rats. They definitely have bigger rats. No, I'm saying LA has fewer rats and they're smaller. Right, exactly. I was just saying like... Yeah, but you're acting like bigger rats is a selling point. I don't know. You put little saddles and cowboy hats on them? Think of the content, Kate. Think of the content. I know. Think about it. Like a rat dressed like a cowboy riding Squeege. That would be funny. That would be very funny. Only in New York. I think it'd be cuter if it was a bunny rabbit. Oh, definitely. I mean, a giant... Also, I don't think Squeege, nobody can really ride Squeege. She's more of a rider than a ridey. Well, then you got to find a really big rat. To New York. To New York. Not right now, though, because it is a cesspool. Well, so's here, because our numbers are going... Our numbers are going up, too. Yeah, for sure. These dumb motherfuckers. Oh. Dude. I'm so conflicted right now because I want to go out and support, my local watering holes. Yeah. That have shown me so much love over the years. But I also don't want to go out and...
I will say, so I went to a bar the other night for the first time in like 3 months. I had not been to a bar since late February, so actually even longer than that.
I'm feeling...
And late February, early March. I think you and I were at Lost Property together last time we went to a bar.
Yeah.
It was in early March. Yeah.
No, that was late February.
Late February. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I went to a bar the other night. I met up with a friend for a drink really late. It was like 11 o'clock. Well, not really, really late, but later. Feels later now.
Right.
And there was only, because it's socially distanced. So like we sat like next to each other, but then the next people were like 6 feet down. So it was like maximum the entire time we were there. I think there was 10 people in the bar. And like there's like big sheets of plexiglass in between you and the bartenders, and the bartenders all have masks on. And you don't have to wear a mask, obviously, because there's no way to like drink. Like it defeats purpose. But honestly, okay, like as someone that loves a good empty bar, I was like, this is the tits. It's quiet. There's nobody, like nobody's fucking here. There's no one screaming or fighting with their boyfriend. Like it's just a bunch of people drinking quietly and having conversations at a normal level. That's my dream. Minus the killer disease. That's amazing. See, all bars should be like that forever.
I'm down with that, but I'm also down to have conversations with strangers, and you can't strike those up now.
That's true. I mean, I honestly don't really have a lot of... I do, like I said, open mics. I don't just go to bars and have conversations with strangers usually.
I do.
Because I don't want to die.
Well, that's the big difference between my body mass, your body mass, my gender, your gender. No one is going to try to take me home and skin me, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a waste of time to do that to me. They would be better off doing it to you. You have more skin.
I do. You have a lot more skin.
Yeah, at best, you're going to get like maybe a nice vest out of me. You get a whole pair of chaps out of Matt.
Yeah, oh yeah. But the problem is then you have to shave and tan it. And
you have to shave and tan me too. I have hair, just baby hair, but I have it.
Right. I don't
have to do that. That process would still occur.
I don't have baby hair.
I have baby hair.
I have coarse back hair.
I have little white, fluffy baby hair.
Yeah. I have coarse back hair.
In the sun.
Ladies, line forms to the left. Check out that back hair. It's great. I'm selling myself very well here.
You really are. You should use that for your Hinge profile.
I will. Like, we can have a long, romantic day at the beach where you braid my back hair. It's not that bad, I swear. Come on, that's my dream. Just to have a woman standing behind me braiding my back hair.
Matt just has like a piece of shag carpet like stapled onto this like his shoulder blades.
I mean, I honestly wish I did because it's just kind of patchy at this point. So I feel even weirder. It's like if it was at least the shag carpet, it's like, okay, I can like easily shave and clean that, but it's just patches of fucking gross.
I hate shaving during quarantine. Like I don't actually get a break from that, and it feels like such a fucking waste.
Oh, dude.
Because I'm like, great, like I have to take pictures. Like I'm the only one. I mean, I do. Like I actually like. I don't like I don't mind body hair in other people at all. I actually kind of like hairier guys in general. Like I've dated a lot of Italian men, but like, I like back hair and I like meatballs. So, but, I personally like cannot stand fucking having body hair. Like I can't fucking stand it. It's like itchy and it bothers me. And I totally like, I think bushes are hot, but I could never grow one. That would drive me insane.
Currently, my laziness versus driving me insane is the laziness is winning. Honestly, my pubes are longer than my head hair at this point.
Dude, imagine if mine were. How crazy would that be?
Oh, well, at that point, if you could grow it out that long, you'd have ZZ Top in between your legs.
There's a sexual fantasy I didn't know I had.
Actually, having members of ZZ Tops in between your legs, or just having a bush that's that long?
Both of those. Those both sound so fun.
But which member is ZZ Top? There's 3 of them. Or do you want all 3 in between your legs?
All 3 of them, first of all. But also they all look identical to me. I dropped my jewel pod. That's why I'm doing this.
For the audio audience, it does not matter. For the video audience, Kate has disappeared.
Hello.
But no, Frank Beard doesn't look like the rest of ZZ Top. He doesn't have a beard.
Oh, okay.
He's the
I'm not that familiar with ZZ Top. I just know that they wear the hats. I have one of their albums.
Well, they all have the long beard. Well, 2 of them have the long beard.
I'm not like a ZZ Top fanboy.
Well, That would be an interesting thing for you to pull off to be a fanboy.
That would be cool, though. I like being a fan of things that like nobody else is a fan of.
Well, they are a very big band and have been around for a very long time. So
Oh yeah, I know that, but like, I'm saying like
no,
that I would not be normally a fan of.
Oh, I'm sure we can find something obscure for you.
I did a 6-tweet thread about how hot I find 1985 Andrew McCarthy today.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't that unique, dude.
I'm pretty sure he has a Tiger Beat cover somewhere.
Oh no, I know that, but like I'm just saying, no one's tweeting about it in 2020.
Well, Kate Kennedy obviously is.
I am keeping the dream alive.
Did you tag him in it?
No, he's married. He has 3 children. He's very happy.
How do you know he's happy?
He seems very happy. Did you read his biography?
He's an actor. Come on, you know artistic types are never actually happy.
I don't think that's true. I think you can be actually happy and be an artist.
I'd love to see it.
My better work comes from when I'm happy. When I'm super down, I don't want to do shit. And everything I do sucks. Like sometimes I'll start writing something and I'll just be like, if I'm not in a good mood, and I'll read it back and I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, are you Oliver Twist? Do you live in a poorhouse? Get it together, Kennedy. Holy fuck. Like, your life is not that bad. Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry your mom wasn't nice to you. Like, what? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
At least you're not writing it in the bread line.
That's true. That is true. Although this restaurant that I really like near my house was giving out free meals, no questions asked, and I did consider going. Like, I didn't. But I was just like, oh, that sounds so good. And it'd be really cool to not pay for dinner, but I didn't go.
You could have texted me. I would have gone.
It's like El Capriccio. It's on. You're really picky about your Italian places.
Yeah, but
why would I text you about that? You wouldn't even like it.
It's free.
Okay, I was just thinking today about how, or not today, but like this week in general, about how, I was thinking about the Catholic Church because I'm always thinking about the Catholic Church. Because I grew up Catholic, and I thought about it because I was photoshopping my new Twitter banner, which is clips of me from Dr. Drew saying I wanted to be an altar server, but they said it was too hot button. It looks really good.
Nice.
And it took me a while to get the dimensions right.
Nice.
So I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how weird it is that like there's this like glorification of extreme violence in the Catholic Church where it's just normalized. Like we have a whole 3-day like festival celebrating like a crucifixion. Crucifixion is a medieval torture method.
Yeah, it's not a good way to go.
No, not at all. And like we have little kids in there like breathing in incense and just like seeing this man being like stabbed and fucking. I remember asking as a kid, I was like, why didn't Jesus's limbs just like fall off like the pressure? And they're like, oh, because they bind your wrists to the cross too. And I was like 7. Don't fucking tell a 7-year-old that. That's some saw shit.
Well, on top of it, everyone wears little golden pendants celebrating how he was
they're everywhere. Dude, my mom has them in every room in her house. And when I was a teenager and I'd like just painted my bedroom and I didn't want one in there, it's just like, I just don't understand why you would reject Jesus in your room. I was like, because that's a fucking depiction of torture. I don't want a giant, bloody, dying man on my wall. I'm so sorry.
Right?
Even if it's made out of pewter or fucking Irish crystal or some shit, don't want it on my fucking wall. And then like in high school, there was like a traveling reliquary show where like just people, like bits of people's fingernails and hair and blood are like put on cards in these little gold picture frame shit things. And you're just supposed to go learn about how all of these people were torn apart by lions and shit and like thrown down wells and stoned to death. Like there's just, and like my parents wonder why I grew up and got into BDSM. What the fuck, guys?
This is all on you, folks. All on you.
Seriously, like that is so not normal.
But it is.
But it's really normalized. But it's so, if you actually think about that and think about like telling children that, holy fucking shit, dude. Well, that's not cool.
If you look at Catholicism as an overarching thing, it's fucked. I mean, old school Catholics were like, the body is a prison and we're about fucking flogging themselves and, they're basically waiting for death so they can be in paradise. This world is torture. We are waiting for fucking paradise. That is the popular religion.
You're literally taught, like, as a Catholic, that, like, dying a martyr's death is a beautiful, holy, good thing.
Right. But suicide's bad.
That's fucking weird. It's weird to teach 7-year-olds about martyrs.
Right. You will go to heaven and be rewarded if you martyr yourself. But if you commit suicide and cut the line, hell.
Hell. And you're inherently bad, and everything you do is always bad. Everything you do is flawed and terrible. Like, on one level, I will say that, like, I think, like, growing up Catholic keeps you super grounded because you are always questioning whether or not what you're doing is good. But, like, I feel guilty if it's a nice fucking day outside. Like, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like, and I've, like, not been a practicing Catholic in so long, and it's still just, like the realization as an adult that you grew up in a cult, it's just a very widely accepted cult, is weird.
Oh, I have theories that 100, 200, 300 years from now, Scientology will be the prominent religion because they've embraced celebrities better than anyone else.
Scientology has actually been faltering the last couple of years, like major hardcore. They've, like, lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
We should stop talking about this or they'll come to our houses. We don't live far enough away from them.
Fair enough. Hey, I was just saying that they were going to be the dominant religion. But they can't come after me for that. I would still like a career in Hollywood, please.
I know, exactly, right? They're great, and I really like what they've done with the old hospital, and the neighborhood would not be as clean and well lit without their presence. That's true. They installed a lot of lights. It's probably a lot safer.
There definitely are a lot better bistros right there on Fountain because of it.
It's true. Yes, very true. Very true. And they keep the grass and the flowers really nice. It always looks nice there.
Although you go 2 blocks away, it's not nearly as nice.
Yeah, no, 2 blocks away, it's like where I live, and it's not nearly as nice.
I know. I used to live at Fountain in Edgemont.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I know. Fountain in Edgemont.
Yeah, I literally could see the Scientology Center from my window. Like, oh, hey, right there. That was my first LA apartment.
Nice. Yep. Big blue.
Big old big blue. But rad dining right around the corner, mostly due to Scientology.
Plus, like, what else are we going to do with that building? Besides give it to a cult. Who else needs a giant old hospital? Most of those things get real gross really quick.
Maybe a sanitarium. Maybe a mental health facility for all these fucking people who need it in this goddamn town. Maybe.
I know.
Maybe.
But that we don't have those anymore. Thanks, Reagan.
Right. Thanks, Ronnie.
Like, they were, like, hotbeds for abuse, so I don't think we should gloss over that. But, like, yeah, like, we could have... I don't know. This is getting into a conversation where it's like, why are we abolishing the police? We should just reform them. And it's like, you can't reform something that's, like, inherently rotten. And I do sort of feel the same way about that.
It's like,
I don't know what the solution is to that. I'm not a social worker. I get fucked in the ass for money, so...
Right. I understand it was gangrene, but chopping the whole limb off and then not even installing a prosthetic seems like a bad plan.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree with that. Lack of prosthetics in the Reagan era.
Yep.
Very much so.
Enjoy your jelly beans in hell, Ronnie.
Yeah. That's one of the fun things about St. Elmo's Fire, by the way, is just how much cocaine they do in that movie.
Hey, in those days, you were a fucking baller if you could do cocaine.
Well, no, because it's the 80s. Literally, at one point, it's like, Jimmy Moore. She's like, what are you talking about? It's the 80s. She's like, and she's like, don't you want to take me home? And I think it's like Emilio Estevez. He's like, no. And she's like, well, I'm going to call someone else. Why would I waste all this good coke? And just goes to a payphone. And it's fucking awesome.
Yes. Oh, good times.
Like, oh man, such good times. Great fucking movie. I got really into that movie in high school, and I'm pretty sure I wrote, like, it's just our time on the edge on every notebook that I had, despite it not at all being my time on the edge. Like, not even close. But, like, I was like, Rob Lowe, like, and Demi Moore in her, like, clown room at the end with, like, the windows open. I'm not ruining this movie. This movie's been out since 1985, so I'm not fucking spoiling it for you.
This movie's older than you are.
Yeah, this movie's, like, 10 years older than I am, so, like, fucking deal. Yeah, and he's just, like, also the clown imagery. Just, wow, a lot of things going on there. Great movie.
Just glimmers of what Joel Schumacher will do later in life in his film career. Just
true that.
Weird clown imagery all over Batman.
Love it. Love it. I'm not a big superhero movie fan at all. I'll be honest. I've seen very few of them.
It's okay. His superhero movies were not good.
I heard they were not good. Yeah. I mean, people didn't like St. Elmo's Fire when it came out either.
Fair.
Yeah. A lot of people still don't really like it. I really like it.
Well, the Batman movies, he installed nipples on the costumes for no reason. Like, it got weird.
That is weird. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. It got weird, and just horrible campy performances. It was just not good. Just not good. Arnold Schwarzenegger just throwing out puns, like cold puns because he's Mr. Freeze.
My TV broke this week.
I'm sorry.
I'm getting a lot more I know, I'm so sad. It's my best friend TV, my second best friend TV. Squeegee. Squeegee's my first best friend. TV is my second best friend.
Right.
And it died this week.
Good thing we're in 2020 where you can catch most of it on your computer.
I know. Well, but here's the thing is that usually I will have the TV on in the background while I do stuff on my computer. And I can't do both. So,
Boo.
and it's not, the TV's not actually dead. It just can't connect to the internet anymore. So all I have to do is get a new Roku box and like plug it in, which is like $35. It's not a big deal. I'm just annoyed. I haven't done it.
I totally get it.
And also, like, I'm realizing how much work I get done without watching TV.
Well,
and that's upsetting.
When you have TV again, I have something to recommend.
Okay.
The new Perry Mason is really good.
Really? I have not heard good things. I
Really?
heard bad things. Yeah, I heard bad things.
Who told you bad things?
Hollywood Reporter.
What'd they say?
They said that he didn't need such a detailed backstory.
That's their fucking complaint?
Yeah.
That, oh, god damn, we gave depth to a character who was not clearly defined in any of his source material. Okay, my big beef about Perry Mason is the fact that it didn't need to be Perry Mason. Because in the novels, do you know there's 80 fucking Perry Mason novels? 80.
I've never read it. I did not know that, no.
I went down a rabbit hole after watching the first episode. Because you have the...
I love a good television-induced rabbit hole. It's one of my favorite ways to spend an evening.
So you have the Raymond Burr, Perry Mason, like one of the longest-running syndicated television shows of all time, starting in 1957.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a defense lawyer the whole time. The New Adventures of Perry Mason, defense lawyer. The made-for-TV movies in the 80s where he reprised his role, defense lawyer. Novels, he's a defense lawyer. This new show, he's a PI.
Okay. That's confusing.
Right. It's one of those things where, like, the character was always a defense lawyer, even in the novels.
Yeah.
It's one of my biggest gripes with Hollywood in general right now, which is, hey, instead of creating our own original IP and telling amazing stories, we're going to latch it onto an existing IP to try to...
I fucking hate that. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate all of these goddamn reboots. It's so fucking lazy. I hate it. Like, all of my favorite shit that's come out in the last 2 years has all been original stuff.
Well,
I literally cannot name something that's been rebooted that I think should have been rebooted. Just fucking let sleeping dogs lie.
Not even rebooted. Believe me, I am not a fan of unnecessary remakes or reboots. Yeah. I'm right there with you. But even things like Watchmen. Watchmen was a great story. Had no business being part of Watchmen. It was strong enough to stand on its own as its own unique story. It had no need to be a continuation of the Watchmen story, which was a great encapsulation and a perfect encapsulation on its own. And then on top of it, you start getting into inconsistencies with the original story because the creators of the new show wanted to take their own creative direction. Things like, it's cool that they blackwashed Hooded Justice, right? Did you watch Watchmen?
I haven't actually seen Watchmen, no.
Okay. Spoilers for anyone who has not seen Watchmen. I know it's only like a year or two old at this point. So Hooded Justice, did you read the original comic?
No.
Okay.
I have the most limited, specific, weird fucking media taste.
No worries.
And experience. There's so much that I haven't seen that I know I should. And I think I told you this, that a few months ago I was trying to go back through and watch all of the AFI top 100 movies.
Yeah.
But then it was going to be really expensive, so I didn't do it.
You did.
And I was like, okay, I'll get a DVD player and a library card, and then the library's closed.
Womp,
and I didn't.
Womp.
I know. So I was like, well, I'm not going to buy a DVD player now. I would still like to do that. I'm trying to, but there's especially a lot of like superhero comic book, anything like that. I've read Calvin and Hobbes, and I like Studio Ghibli movies and adult animated cartoons, and that's the extent.
You should not. Zack Snyder's Watchmen from 2008 is a fairly decent adaptation of the graphic novel.
Okay.
The graphic novel is what you should read because it is on like top 100 books of all times, like not comic books.
Okay.
It is an amazing story. It is multi-layered, very in-depth. It's amazing. A lot of the story is told through inserts in between the issues, which are excerpts, just text excerpts from one of the characters' autobiographies.
Okay.
Where they explain.
I don't read a lot of fiction.
Well, I'm just trying to tell the story.
I know. No, I'm interested.
So, and through these excerpts, they tell more of the backstory of the world where it's different from our reality. So, the first superhero, because actually nobody in this story has powers except for one guy.
Okay.
And the one guy who has powers is essentially God.
Okay.
So it's wild.
Sounds pretty wild.
Because he is wildly detached from humans.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with that concept of a god. For sure.
Well, the character, Dr. Manhattan, started off as a scientist, and through a freak accident, just basically gained the powers of God. And longer he existed in that state, more and more, like by modern time in the story, he doesn't even wear clothes because he doesn't see the point.
I don't either, so.
Yeah, but
I get that. Relatable.
Right. He's just like blue. He doesn't even look human anymore. He's like blue dick just in the wind.
I'm really, really torn lately about like not wanting to do laundry, but also not liking to wear underwear.
Same.
Like it's just kind of like I don't want to wash my pants because if I wear underwear, I only have to wash my pants every 2 or 3 times to wear them. I don't sweat that much. I don't work out. All I'm doing is sitting on my couch. I'm not even going places.
Right? Who cares if you smell?
They don't even smell. You can wear a pair of pants 2 times and they're not going to smell.
But even
it's
if
irresponsible to wash your clothes that often. It's
even
bad for your clothes.
Even if they did, who cares? Unless Squeege starts making faces.
Oh, she's so sleepy. This thunder vest has put her right to sleep.
Nice.
Squeakers, you okay? Okay. She's like very sleepy. I'm very surprised.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to just jump back.
I was like making sure she was breathing. I like pulled her eyes back. I was like, Squeege? No, she's breathing. She's fine. But like,
please, I don't want to capture that on the podcast. Oh, that would be the most horrifying thing ever.
That would be so horrifying. No, she's fine. I just like, I am surprised this is working as well as it is because I didn't think it was going to. And like, normally if she hears me talking at this volume too, like she knows that it's a podcast because I do them so often. And so like, she like wants to come over usually and sit right near me. And she's just being so good. Thundervests, guys. Calming coat. It's from the American Kennel Association.
What up, Thundervests?
Proof is in the pudding right there.
Boom. Boom.
Dude. She was not as well behaved on my Zoom comedy show last night. Not whatsoever. I spent most of the show holding her like a baby in my arms.
Did it add to the set?
I mean, yeah, people liked it. The fans really liked it.
Nice.
So that was good. But I was just kind of trying, and I kept like I was eating fried mac and cheese bites, and I had forgotten to give her medicine in time, and so like, and there was bad fireworks. I'm just like, shit. All right, guys, like I gotta fucking like. I felt like a single mom, and I was just sitting there like, it's okay. I'm like, yeah, haha, very funny. Here's the joke, like yeah, it's real. You make sacrifices for your family as a woman, I think.
Well, hopefully you do as a man too.
No, hopefully you do too. Absolutely. But anyways, that's the closest I've ever gotten to like being a single mom, and it's the closest I ever want to get. That was enough.
Golf clap.
Um,
Golf clap.
yeah, she was poor thing was very freaked out, and then she ate a bunch of mac and cheese and got sleepy. So luckily, she did fall asleep after that. But
Like mommy, like daughter.
I know it was great. I wish I had more of them, but I ate all of them last night.
Of course you did.
It was my dinner. I was like, this is an appropriate dinner.
You're an adult. You can eat whatever the fuck you want.
I know. I'm gonna have to cook after this, but
Me too. I ate like a little bit before the show, but now I've been drinking, so I'm like, now I just want food.
yeah, I enjoy cooking. It's fun, honestly.
And for the audience at home, Kate can cook. Like when she gave me
Yeah.
COVID, she cooked for me too.
Wait, what did I cook?
I mean, you reheated some like chicken and stuff. It was really tasty.
Reheated chicken.
Yeah, there was some like you eating your leftover chicken something or other.
At my house or at your house?
Your house?
Oh, yes. I do remember that. Okay, sorry. I remember that.
Drugs. There was drugs and alcohol involved.
There's drugs and alcohol involved in this. I remember that. Yeah, I reheated some chicken. We came to my house afterwards and we ate chicken. I remember that now.
Yes.
Yep.
We ate chicken. I had my very occasional THC intake. It was a good night.
It was a fun night. It was a very fun night.
Until Kate gave me COVID.
Until I gave you COVID. I'm sorry. There are worse things I could have given you. Don't worry. I guess not really. No, never mind. I have gout, but that's not contagious.
Are you sure? Are you a doctor?
Yeah, I'm sure gout is not contagious. Not even a little bit. It's a form of arthritis.
I don't know. I don't know how things are transmitted. Do you?
I do. I have it. Genetically or by diet and lifestyle. In my case, it was genetic, obviously, because most people that have gout are like African American men who are overweight and over 50. That's the vast majority of gout sufferers. And I was like 22 when I got gout, dude. It fucking sucked, man. It was in the winter and I was in Colorado. Sorry, I was 23. I was working my first job out of college and it was right after Christmas. And I had eaten 2 prime rib dinners and a bunch of fancy nutmegs and a spinach salad and a lot of red wine, which is basically gout soup. Didn't know that. Because until then, obviously, I had never...
Right.
Didn't even know what it was.
You're like, I was 22 and immortal.
Yeah. Okay, so my boyfriend at the time got me a new pair of hiking boots for Christmas. Nice gift. Still have them. Good boots. But I wore them a couple times, and then all of a sudden, my foot swelled up, my left foot. So fucking big that I couldn't wear any shoes except for Ugg boots and flip-flops, and it was January. And at first, I thought that I had fractured my foot, and I kind of blamed him for it, because I was like, the fucking boots fucking broke my foot, which, how? I don't know. But, like, that was the only thing that had changed. So I literally am like not able to go to work. I'm limping everywhere. I can't wear any fucking shoes. And again, it's January. And finally, so like I go to urgent care and I get x-rays done on my foot and nothing is broken. And finally I go to my regular doctor, like I get an appointment and he looks at my foot, takes one look and laughs. He's like, oh, you have gout. I have gout.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Thank you. Nobody else in my family has it. Super weird. But he's like, yeah, it just crops up sometimes. And he's like, because I'm like literally just Irish. Like I'm a little Lithuanian. That's it. So I'm pretty much one thing. And he's like, yeah, it crops up with like Irish English people all the fucking time. And you can't, he gave me this like long list of foods that I like, I'm supposed to stay away from, including alcohol. But I just drink alcohol and don't eat like beans or spinach. And sometimes my elbows hurt, but it's okay.
You are the second performer I know who's gotten gout.
The worst, dude. Plus the medication that you get for like you only take it when you have an outbreak, which for me are rare because I just avoid those foods.
Except, yeah.
Like you have to eat a lot of them to get it. Like bad. At least for me, I have to eat a lot of them to get it bad. But like the medication, like it's a anti-inflammatory, but it's super potent. So it makes you really dizzy and you can't like really drive.
Ugh.
It's very annoying. Like, you can't really go do things.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
Well, don't feel.
But it's not contagious.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I'll choose to believe you at this time.
It's your body's inability to process uric acid, so it builds up in places of poor circulation, like your joints and your feet. That's why people with gout have, like, bloated toes sometimes.
Good to know.
My toes are normal, though.
I'll take your word for it too. I know seeing them on camera costs money, and I'm cool.
You don't want to do like a special Patreon exclusive?
I mean, not in the middle of the podcast because that's more editing work. I know you love to cause me editing work, but
I do love causing you editing work. It's one of my true passions in life. I enjoy video editing. I just learned how to use iMovie, and it's really fun.
Yeah, well,
What are you talking about?
I enjoy video editing too, but I also do a lot of it. So
That's true. You probably do more than I do.
do a fucking one. It'd be one thing if I wasn't doing like almost exclusively long form content.
Yeah.
Like if I was cutting like, a 10, 15-minute clip or even a 20-minute scene, that'd be one thing. But I'm regularly cutting 2-hour plus podcasts.
Yeah. When I cut like that shit for like when I do like YouTube videos and stuff, because I just film as each character, like all the lines at once. And then I just like split it into the clips and move them around and trim them down. And that's fun. Because it's cool to see it come together. Because when you were filming it, like when I'm walking around my apartment, basically having conversations with myself. Like that's my sketch comedy is I just have conversations with myself. And I don't even act like they're different characters. Like they're just all me. And I'm horrible. Like, and I'm just constantly disgusted by myself.
She said it felt...
am. These are the conversations that I have in my head. I just finally learned iMovie, so now I know how to translate them to you on the internet.
Oh, that's so good.
Like, I really do spend all day running around my apartment yelling at myself for things. Just like, the fuck you put this here? Why would you put that here? This is so fucking dumb. Why did you trip over this shit? Why didn't you do this? You should have gone married. You should have gone to grad school. Like, this is what I do all day long. And now...
still go to grad school. You still could.
No, I can't.
Why?
I'm not going to, because higher education in this country is basically a Ponzi scheme. And
It doesn't mean you can't participate in the Ponzi scheme. It means you choose not to.
Yeah, well, it means I wouldn't get my return on investment. It's the same reason why I'm not going to go back to shooting studio porn anytime soon. It cost me more to go than it would to like make me money. It doesn't make any sense anymore. That's what most performers are saying now, by the way.
Well, yeah. I've been saying this since the pandemic started. That this is going to change the industry forever.
Oh, yeah, no, I have too. I've given a bunch of interviews to people about it. And like, it's like, and I literally just break it down. I'm like, dude, it cost me like X amount of dollars to go to set. Like all in, if I'm only shooting one scene and I can't split the cost over shooting multiple scenes on the same like test, spray tan, et cetera, like it cost me $500 just to fucking go to set minimum. If I'm making $800, why would I drive to fucking Chatsworth for that shit? I could make more money doing that in like 2 or 3 hours in my sweatpants at home.
Yeah.
Why would I ever leave my house?
And eventually, when it's safe to work with, other people again, you could just bring people over that you want to work with instead of showing up on set and being like, great, I know he's not on my no list, but...
Right. I mean, like, will I like ever take studio bookings again? Maybe. Like, I'm not close to it. I like my agent. I like doing porn. It's fun, but it would have to come back in a way that's meaningful enough that I could like actually make money doing it and have it as this, like an income stream. Because otherwise, like I'm basically investing my money in something that's it doesn't pay me back enough.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense. So like,
if anything, it's just like it's giving you a fucking, it's lowering your tax burden is all it's really doing.
I mean, it does. Like, there's two sides to the coin, right? And I've been trying to write about this too because I think so much of the conversation about this right now is centered on like, this is so great because it gives performers like way more control over their careers and for a ton of reasons, it's great. And I like even obscure reasons to the point of like, oh, hey, this actually shows that there is a market for non-rough porn. I think that's super important. Nobody's talking about it.
Or non-step sibling porn.
Or non-step sibling porn. This shows that there is a market for like very different kinds of stuff than studios have been producing in the last 10 years. That's really interesting alone. But like, I do think that like more of this conversation needs to focus around the idea that like, yeah, it's great that I can make that money at home. It's great that I can do it on my own terms, but it is an enormous amount of work on me and on every performer that's doing this right now. I mean, it really is so many hours of replying to messages and editing and shooting the content, coming up with the ideas. And like, I'm seeing this over and over, especially lately on Twitter, which it's burnout. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm seeing so many performers posting, even just today, saying like, I can't think of any more good ideas. I'm so fucking sick of this. And on some level, like, do you want your porn performers to also be video editors and photographers and lighting directors and makeup artists, or do you want them to be porn performers? Well, because on some level, it does impact the quality of the content if you also have to do 5 other jobs while you're creating it. And I think that's true across creative industries. It's happening right now.
It is true across creative industry, but it all depends on who you are when you got into porn, why you got into porn, what your motivations were for getting into porn. If your motivations were getting into porn were just to, try to make a quick buck, yeah, you're going to be super burnt out doing all this fucking work.
Yeah.
If your motivation...
Well, but mine weren't either, and I'm still burnt out. And a lot of other performers that I know that are super talented, smart, good performers, like, you're just feeling the brunt of doing all of this extra labor that when, like, the job you were doing itself was hard enough. Like, being a porn performer is not an easy thing.
Oh, I know.
For a ton of other reasons. So having to add all of these other jobs, like, yeah, it's fun and it's cool. And, like, I can talk all day long about, like, learning iMovie and getting to take my career in new creative directions and having more control. And those are all great things. But, like, I do think we have to examine, like, what this does mean, what the career looks like going forward in adult. And I think, too, like, it makes it, like, even trying, like, I came in 2 years ago and even trying to replicate my career today, where you were working as a PA on a set and then made your name doing studio porn and then transitioned into content, like, that's something that's that entire career trajectory is kind of going away very rapidly.
It 100% is.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's replaced with, you get to a point where you can hire people under you to do what you need to do. Like, oh, hey, I'm burnt out on editing. Maybe you don't hire a full-time editor, but maybe you're like, okay, I'm a little burnt out. It's worth my time to spend this much money on having a freelancer edit this much of my content.
Yeah. But what does that mean for new performers that are just getting into the industry who don't have those kinds of resources, that they're now put in the position of, like, not just having to learn how to be a performer, but, like, simultaneously learn how to be a director, a videographer, an editor, all of these other things. Like, on some levels, it lowers the bar. It really does. Because anyone can have an OnlyFans account, right? And anyone can start creating this. But at the same time, like, it also, I just think it has very interesting ramifications for the industry. And I feel like all of the conversation is focused on, like, part of me I always want to fucking play devil's advocate. Like, that's just so my thing. But I like to look at all sides of the situation. And I think that's one that we're kind of neglecting to, like, really consider right now.
Well, and the thing about it is, with anyone can start an OnlyFans, right now, there's no good clearinghouse for reviewing someone's OnlyFans, because you don't really get access to the content until you spent money to get in.
Yeah, I suppose.
So I think we'll eventually see a change because AVN started off as a porn review magazine. Adult Video News started off as primarily reviewing pornography. I
mean, they still primarily review pornography.
Right, but there's still more business articles, and there's a lot more to it than just reviewing porn at this point.
I honestly don't see, and I mean, I obviously know people at AVN, and I know people at XBiz, and I think that they often do really good work. But, like, a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing lately that's coming out in terms of what I would say are, like, usable resources in, like, business, because the industry's changing so fast into this, it's coming from girls. It's coming from performers, and it's, like, on Twitter and on Instagram, and it's in these, like, Telegram groups where they're just, like, it's like, these Telegram groups are fucking bonkers, man. I was in one for a day and I was like, I don't even understand this shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, they use, like, there's 10, like, I swear to God, there's 10 different fucking acronyms and I don't know any of them. And it's like promo for promo, pay fucking all this shit. These are free. These aren't. Da, 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 da. Like, it's like watching a beehive at work. It's crazy. Well, like, if I was like a traditional, like, porn director, producer, whatever, I would be shaking in my fucking.
Well, if you were a traditional porn director, the meteor is coming towards Earth.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually just had someone say that the other day where they're like, we're dinosaurs.
Oh,
And like,
but I think what's going to eventually change the OnlyFans game is someone needs to organize a Yelp for OnlyFans. I mean, it's going to be good and bad, obviously, just like Yelp is. But right now, unless you spend the money to join someone's OnlyFans, all you see is like a hot model. You have no idea if they make well-lit content. You have no idea what kind of content they're making.
I mean, we post so much. I post so much of my content for free.
You do.
That like if you spend, well, a lot of girls that I know do. Like all of the porn performers that I know do that. Where like even like the content creators I know, like if I like see them like posting pictures of them, like they post 2 pictures on Twitter and are like, join my OnlyFans. Like my gut is like, oh hey, like the rest of those pictures are on OnlyFans.
True.
You know, like I'm sure there are some really shitty OnlyFans. It's definitely been flooded by a bunch of shitty accounts lately.
Yeah,
for sure.
I just found out like a hairstylist who's rather attractive, like has an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But I follow on Instagram, like, you have an OnlyFans? All right. I'm kind of like, part of me wanted to drop the money just out of curiosity, and part of me is just like, I don't think this is going to be any content I actually want to see. So,
I think that's part of why they publish, or like, I guess publish or inform you of your rank in the percentages, because they know people talk about that. And so like, if you see someone that's like, oh, they're in the top 1% of OnlyFans, you're like, oh, I'm going to go subscribe because clearly other people are paying this person for a reason.
Right. But,
you know, but then you might get into one and just be like, oh shit, like there's nothing here except for DMs asking me for money.
Right. And it all could be.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, I'm only popular because I'm popular.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because it's quality content.
Like I run sales all the time on my OnlyFans. It's like often free for an extended amount of time. And then like, there's a ton of content on it. There's like new content. That's the other thing too, is like I was realizing this earlier today, actually, because I was writing about it. And I was thinking like, I wrongly for, I think a long time described OnlyFans as like Instagram for porn. And it is kind of like Instagram in that like the interface is very similar and it reminds me of it. But like the value in your content on OnlyFans is not the same because it doesn't have to be super current.
No.
Like as long as you have a ton of photos, you can use like because I send out like 20 photos a day in like my private DMs to people for free. Like sometimes there's tips and stuff, but like they get like 20 pictures a day, but they're not all new pictures. Like it's like some are pictures from yesterday, some are pictures from a while ago, like, but there's still pictures they haven't seen before. I have a backlog. So I'm pulling from a backlog.
Well,
and that content is just as valuable as content that you just did today. Like I fell into that trap when I was first starting to do it because I was just constantly trying to like, I'd post all my content at once and then constantly trying to shoot new. And that doesn't work because you burn out faster.
Well, you burn out faster. Your audience burns out because they only have so much, appetite for your content.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's just gonna be like, okay,
yeah.
I've been inundated with all this Kate Kennedy. I would never get that interview, Kate, but.
Well, no, it's more just like I would put like you shouldn't put 30 photos in a post. Because like people are going to scroll through, sure. But if you use those same 30 photos and you release like 1 or 2 a day, every day,
right,
for 2 or 3 weeks, along with like several other photos, that's like, oh shit, you have way more. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, you do. And like, I don't know. It's interesting for sure. Like I like to do like regular segments. Like I did a Q&A Tuesday today, which was really fun. Where I basically said like I made a little video last night and posted it and was like, hey, like. If tomorrow, if you tip me $10 and send me a question in my DMs, I will send you back like a 1 minute long personal reply.
Nice.
Like a mini cameo. Yeah. So I did a bunch of those today and it was really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now my question is, what's discoverability like on OnlyFans? If you did not already have a built-in fan base and a built-in audience, how discoverable are you if you were just starting off?
I have no idea.
Because I think for OnlyFans to truly be the future, there needs to be discoverability. I don't know. If you
I agree.
If you look at things like YouTube has algorithms that are like, oh, if you like Kate Kennedy, you should check out this content.
Yep.
To bring people back, keep people clicking, keep people viewing.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's I have no idea because like I said, like that, and because through the pandemic especially and stuff, like there's been, because I always like I like helping people, and I sound like a dick when I say that, but like I genuinely, like I've always been somebody from like day one that, like, if somebody had a question or like wanted help, like basically the minute I was like even moderately successful or knew anything in porn, if somebody would ask me, I'd be like, oh my God, yes, do this, don't do this. Because I fucked up so many times when I started.
We all did. So, like, we all did. Shit.
We all do. And so I've never been like stingy with that. So like there's been like several girls through the pandemic that have been trying to like launch their OnlyFans and like get like, and these are not porn girls. They're like girls that literally decided to start an OnlyFans. And it's been cool. One of them just signed a lease for her first apartment ever.
Oh.
I'm like so proud of her. She like busted her fucking ass. And like, so yeah, so I've been like trying to, and it's weird to even try to like explain it from that point of view where I'm like, dude, I got a job in porn because I had gone to college and like studied advertising. And then I like worked behind the scenes for a year. And then I started like doing like, it just, you can't do that. No. Like that's not even a career. That's not a career path anymore. You can't do that. And that was 2 years. It wasn't even 2 years ago. That's crazy.
It is.
That an industry can change that much in 2 years. That's fucking crazy.
Well, hell, I've been in this industry for 10 years now. Do you know how much I've fucking seen changes? You know, when I got in, fucking back in my day, you know, DVD sales were still a thing.
Yeah.
Pornhub was the devil because they were stealing people's content. They weren't
still.
Yeah, but at least in this day and age, they at least are on kind of a YouTube model where people get paid out. Those
now days, we dance with the devil now.
Right. In those days, the devil just took what the fuck they wanted and eventually demonetized. You know, when your content was so demonetized because it had been on the internet for free for so long, they're like, hey, we'd like to buy the rights to that for pennies on the dollar. How about it?
Yeah, I would be surprised if OnlyFans or if Pornhub didn't try to acquire OnlyFans at some point.
It might be foolish for OnlyFans to sell. Who knows? I mean,
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know that I think it's held in Great Britain. It's like a UK based company, I think. I was reading the Wikipedia article about it the other night.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they're, you know, legally based out of the Caymans or some shit.
I know. Actually, most porn companies are based in Montreal or Amsterdam.
Yeah, I know, both very sexually free places.
But I would be, because like the other thing is too is like Pornhub has for the last couple of years really tried to like rebrand itself as a lifestyle brand.
Oh, I know.
As I'm sure you've seen. Yeah. And so like it's very much tried to go like the Playboy route of like the sweaters and the socks, which by the way, fucking send me a goddamn sweater or at least a new tank top, Pornhub. Please. My tank top doesn't even fit. I never wear it. I would wear it more often and I want some socks. So please, if you hear this, Aria, I would like a sweater. Thank you.
I'll stop talking shit for socks.
I don't even like want to talk shit because here's the thing. The Pornhub business model is brilliant. I would have done the same thing. Whatever that says about my morals, fuck you. Like if I had figured that shit out, I would have done exactly the same thing. Like would I have maybe done it a little more ethically? I like to hope so.
You wouldn't have. Come on.
But you know,
the model doesn't work more ethically.
It was a good idea. And
well, obviously,
and I appreciate
it's becoming a monopoly because of
it's a huge monopoly. They own like 80% of porn sites on the internet. They have a great business model. Well, like here's the thing that I've always said this about porn. Most people that are good at making pornography are terrible business people.
Well, yeah,
it's very rare. And most business people are terrible at making pornography.
Well,
so it's really rare that you find anyone that can do both. And they took advantage. Like they saw that was the state of the industry and they saw a way to capitalize on it. And like,
right. Because they were good at business. At the time,
they're good businessmen.
They didn't make porn.
No, they've never, like they now make porn through their other like art, like browsers and stuff. But like, they didn't, they were never getting into the business of making porn. They were always getting into the business of distributing it.
Right. They're a tech company.
Yeah, they're a tech company. And I can appreciate that. Do I think that like it's an interesting like the whole thing is so fucking interesting. The whole last 10 years of the porn industry is just fucking wild.
Oh, I know. I've been here.
I know. It's just like it really, like, when you just I just feel like it should be, I feel like it should be studied in like every business class in America, like every college.
Well,
I feel like you should have to study the porn industry just because it bucks so many, like, it proves things and it bucks things, and it's just a weird fucking little microcosm of shit.
It is. Well, and part of what the microcosm of shit is the fact that, unlike the RIAA or the MPAA, no one in politics was going to stick their neck out to defend porn's IP.
It's like one of the truly unregulated, like, if you want to see what unregulated capitalism does, look at porn.
Right? This is the
That's what it
dream.
does.
This is the libertarian dream.
It is. Your labor is valueless, and then eventually everyone rises up and seizes the means of production, which is what is happening.
Right.
That's fucking bonkers. Like, that's some Bolshevik shit.
It is. It absolutely is.
Like, girls are now refusing, and I've seen this on Twitter multiple times in the last week, where girls are refusing to do paid cam shows for companies during quarantine because they're literally like, bitch, I would make more on my own platform. And they're like saying it to like huge companies, which, okay, here's the thing. I like a lot of those companies. They've employed me. They've treated me well. They've built me up a fan base, and I appreciate that. I don't want to see them go under.
Well,
but I think it's really crazy. It's just crazy how the actions of a few people at the top have like played puppet master to all these other now things. And now, like, but the people in the middle become the casualty.
Well, unfortunately, those businesses are going to have to adapt and take a little bit of a hit to their bottom line if they want to survive.
But they've already been hitting the bottom line. Like, they're the same. That's the other thing. It's like Carl Icahns' America, man. The billionaires at the top, the people that run everything, they make money no matter what.
For sure.
Plebes at the bottom suffer. But the people that really get it are the people in the middle that are like the directors and the producers and the DVD distributors. Those are the people that now have to radically change their business model for things that are way outside of their control.
Oh, yeah. One of my
That's crazy.
One of my good friends, when I got in the industry, do you know what he did? His whole company made porn DVD titles, like the menu screens. That's their whole business. You know where their business is now?
Probably not a business anymore.
No, he sells cars for a living.
Yeah.
Like, second generation in the industry. His parents owned a production company.
Yeah.
A fairly sizable production company. We're in a wild, wild state because of the technology, because of how inexpensive it is to produce commercially viable content.
Yeah, absolutely. To produce, distribute, and like sell.
Yeah, commercially.
Like everything, yeah. It's weird how it really does feel like technology just took like a whole fucking like Holy Roman Empire and just fucking like sped it up 10 years. Yeah. Like it's or not even that. Holy Roman Empire is the wrong thing. Wait,
no.
Cut that part out.
Technology is the Goths at the gates of Rome. The Visigoths.
How am I gonna get to pour oil on Visigoths? I think I tweeted that. Like, I think I was like, this downfall of society is lame. I don't even get to pour boiling oil on Visigoths. Lamest way to end the society fucking ever. So lame.
Right?
Such a bummer.
Orange Nero.
Could have had Godzilla. Could have had giant earthquake.
2020 ain't over yet, man. 2020 ain't over yet. We still could.
Could have been like a zombie virus. Lamest thing ever. Just makes you drown in your own lungs and shit yourself.
Right.
Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
I know. America, fuck yeah.
This is a terrible country to live in.
Oh, I know. The EU is talking about blocking American travel into Europe.
As they should.
I know, but now I can't escape.
I'm going to like apply for like emergency assistance as a Canadian national.
Oh shit. That's right. You're dual citizen, aren't you?
I know. When Trump got elected, I tried to auction off like the right to marry me, but I wasn't in porn back then, so nobody bought it.
Hey,
And then like 3 years later, I logged back onto Facebook and I was like, bet you're not laughing now, motherfuckers.
All right. So, Kate, that trip to New Orleans is no longer platonic. Marry me?
Cool.
I mean, I'm just using you for your universal.
Luigi is my best man.
Cool, done. I'll put Squeegee in a tux. I'm just doing it for the universal healthcare and poutine.
Dude, cost of living's a little higher, but people are really nice.
We live in LA. It can't be that much higher.
It is actually. The last few years, Toronto was actually the most expensive city in North America.
Yeah, I want to live in Montreal.
Montreal, but my family's from Ottawa, so
Still want to live in Montreal. The food scene's supposed to be amazing.
I've actually never been to Montreal. I spent a lot of time in Ottawa, obviously, and in Ontario.
I've been on 6 continents. Never been to Canada. Not once.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just like America, but without all the stuff.
I gathered as much. It was one of those things where, like, it'll be there. It's Canada. It'll be there. But
yeah, I definitely will. I mean, not all of the like polar ice caps because of global warming, but like the rest of it. And 80% of the population lives within 100 miles of the border.
Oh yeah, no one lives in the middle of nowhere, Canada.
Actually, one of my favorite follows on Twitter is this Inuit man who lives in like Labrador, and he like goes ice fishing, and he teaches you their like language. It's so cool, and like he teaches you all about like the like Native and like First Nations people of Northern Canada, and I feel like I've learned so much. And sometimes he like needs, because they're really poor, but he has like a sizable Twitter following, and so like he'll ask for like donations for like food for like the elders in their tribe and stuff. So sometimes I send him money.
Good on you, shit.
Dude, like, no, it's one of my favorite fucking, I'll like find him and send him to you later because it's so cool. He like posts words, like he'll write them down and then like break them out and like tell you how to pronounce it. But it's so cool. Like every time he tweets, I learn something. And it's always positive too. Like everything's always so fucking shitty. And like orange juice costs like $30 a gallon there. Because it's so far north. It's fucking crazy. And their lands have been like polluted by big companies. Like it's so shitty the way the Canadian government has treated the First Nations people. It's beyond shitty. And like,
I mean, were they quite as genocidal as we were?
No, they were absolutely as genocidal as we were, if not worse.
Ooh.
They still had like indigenous boarding schools up until the late 1990s.
Ooh.
Yeah, like bad. Like really bad. There's a huge problem with like especially like indigenous women going missing in Canada. Yeah, it's a whole, sorry, this is like such a terribly sad topic. But I like he's always so optimistic. He like wants to keep their language alive and like tell you what it's like. He's such a great biographer of himself and his culture, and it's really cool to like get to connect. So I guess technology isn't always bad because it's cool to get to connect with people like that are so outside of your realm of like reality and learn from.
Yeah, but that's few and far between.
I don't know. I follow a lot of accounts like that where like I follow a lot of architecture accounts on Twitter, and like I like that kind of stuff. I really do try to like learn I think that's a big conversation we're having right now, but I've always kind of been like that. I really try to learn about people whose life experience is different than mine. That's always been like a super big passion for me.
Then why the fuck don't you have a passport?
Because I like to learn about it from books, and I like to hear them tell me about it.
Yeah, it's so much fun to go fucking personally experience it.
Yeah, I know. You're probably right. I have some anxieties around travel, and like I'm very much a homebody. Like I will say that, just in general, I am.
I know. I know how hard it is to get you out of your apartment.
Yeah.
Even pre-plague.
Yeah, even pre-plague. But yeah, that's the other thing. Like I'm just super. I love talking to people, but realistically, like I'm like an old man in a village. I just want to walk down every morning to the Dunkin' Donuts and have my coffee and smoke a cigarette with my war buddies. And then I'll amble over to the bar around 3 and have a beer with my other buddies. And then I'll walk back home and my elderly wife will make me dinner. And like, if I go to 3 places in a day, that's good.
Fair.
That's the amount of socializing. Like, I think if I didn't, I don't know, I think it's cool I made it as far as I did to get to LA.
For sure. Because
I do like moving and I like experiencing new things and I'm not afraid of change. But like, I also just like being home.
Fair.
Yeah.
For me, the international travel is just every trip. I've met someone who's just, apparently we're changing angles.
I'm going to get another drink.
Awesome.
Sorry.
No worries. I have met someone who's like, had a different point of view, just different experiences, for good or for better or worse. Like when I was in Colombia, my Uber drivers regularly were telling me that like they were so excited to see Americans.
Oh, that's cool. I also haven't traveled that much as an adult. I might like it more. Like I love going to New York. And I like when I get to go to Vegas. Like I do like traveling. I worry about squeezy a lot.
Well,
I
for
think
sure.
people don't always, but like I do like traveling. I'm also not a person that spends money.
See, I feel that's something that's worth spending money on.
Oh, it definitely is. I'm like not a person that allows myself to spend that kind of money on something like that. That would be for me. Like when I travel, it's like on somebody else's dollar.
Well, I also have the advantage of having 6-digit airline miles still, so
that's very, very lucky. Yeah. Yeah, if I had that, maybe. I don't know.
But you honestly can do some crazy trips for really cheap. Like I got down to Colombia, I paid cash for it for like $700 round trip.
That's pretty cool.
Our Airbnb was $60 a night, split 3 ways.
Yeah, I also don't really like have anyone to travel with.
I'm right here, you bum. I'm right here.
Right. But you would have to spend an extended amount of time with me, and most people can't do that.
Well, I'm willing to gamble on it at least once.
Okay, we can gamble on it at least once. I don't know. I never went on. I was writing about this too this week. Writing your own memoir is really difficult because you don't always come off very good in it.
Well, because no one is innately good.
No. Well, and also
Mother
like,
Teresa, I'm sure, did some horrible shit in her lifetime at one point or another.
Some terrible shit in her lifetime.
Right.
Really awful. Denied a lot of people in India access to basic medical care.
Okay. Well, that's just really blatantly bad.
Yeah, no, super fucking bad. Like almost like genocidal bad. Like really bad.
Okay, I'm sure there are some other people that are fairly revealed. Like we are all human. We are all flawed to some degree or another.
Yes, absolutely. I forget why I was talking about this in the first place. I was writing this out and I was realizing this about myself and I forget what I was realizing.
Well, you were realizing that you don't always sound like a good person in your own biography.
Oh, no, that was like an aside.
Oh.
What were you talking about before that?
Traveling. And just having life experiences and all that fun shit. And like,
I don't even remember. That was such a fully formed thought in my head and I don't remember it at all. So upsetting for me.
Okay. I may clean this up in post that neither one of us remembered what we were talking about.
It's okay. I'll probably text you about it in like 4 hours.
Awesome. I'll
remember it. And I won't give you any context.
It's okay. I have footage that I can review.
That's true.
But 100% for the audience, for you, get out, see the fucking world, experience. Like, I feel Americans would have much more empathy for other people and their experiences if they got out and experienced other things besides America.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, here's that. Sorry, that's actually, I remember what it was. That's so good. Okay, I never developed that part of my personality that was like, take trips with friends and spend money on things like that for yourself. Like, I just didn't. I think because even though my parents really valued travel, and I traveled a lot as a kid, but like, we did a few international trips, but it was mostly in the US, but I've seen a lot of the US. But I never I basically was in school and was just working the whole time. That's what I was writing about. I was writing about like work and my views on labor as it relates to porn. And I always I never had extra spending money, like as a teenager or as an adult. Like I was buying stuff for school and shit. And like I was buying, like in college, like I worked all the time, but I had no money. So all my money went to like food and like surviving.
Well,
and so it was just so out of like, I didn't get to go to like Cabo or like Havasu or like I didn't even get to go on like weekend road trips. I was always working. And so like, I never had that social experience. And then as an adult, like I didn't develop, you know what I mean?
No, I totally get it. And I was totally there. Like I didn't really start traveling until my 30s.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I just haven't had it yet.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
Like what really, like I would take road trips with friends,
yeah. When people like my age or younger than me have traveled all the time, I'm like, who the fuck is paying for this?
Right.
Like if you're 22, like I had no fucking money when I was 22. Like, I was broke as shit. I had like $50 in my bank account. I wasn't fucking going to like Amsterdam. Right. I had no money. Like, and you don't have any money for the first like 5 years of your 20s unless your parents are super generous or really rich.
Right.
You're super lucky.
I started making decent money at like 23, 24.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was still living at home and still making decent money. And
that's really lucky.
It was its own mixed bag there.
Okay, yeah, but I was shelling out like half of my income to rent.
Right, but I lucked into a job that paid decently well.
Yeah.
But hell, in those times, most of my money went to bar tabs and fucking hanging out. I think I went to Vegas one time, like in my early 20s, and that was its own shit show. I mean, that was an absolute shit show.
I took trips to like, after college when I was like doing BDSM stuff, I took a few trips to like, but mostly to like Salt Lake City or like Vegas, like very close places. And like my boyfriend and I split, like my boyfriend at the time and I would like split the cost. And he would usually, because he made way more money than I did. So, because he was like an adult with like a professional job. And so I was just like, I remember like going through like the breakdown of our rent and like I hate myself so much. Our rent was $1,400 on like a 3-bedroom duplex.
I'd kill someone for that.
With like literally kill someone. Dude, somebody got killed in our driveway. It wasn't the best neighborhood. But it was a huge, like it was a big space and it was shitty. Like the landlord didn't take care of it. It was a crappy neighborhood. But like it was nothing. And I remember like having a conversation with him where I was like, you literally make 3 times as much money as I do. Is it cool if I pay a little less rent? Like I'm the only one that vacuums. I feel like that's fair.
Right.
And we literally had a conversation. I was like, dude, I'm cool with doing, because he was not like a housework guy and I am. So I was like, look, I will fucking take care of all the housework and I won't complain about it because I honestly enjoy it. But like, you pay 3/4 of the rent. That's more than fair.
Did he agree to it?
Oh yeah, totally. No, he was always really, really good about it. And like we would have fights about money occasionally, but it wasn't like, it was never him being unwilling to pay for it. It was always him like having bought something stupid and then not being able to pay for it.
Ugh.
So like those were, but like, no, he was never like resentful or mean about it or anything for sure. And he also understood I was making $12 an hour. And he was making like $45 an hour. I was like, dude, this isn't even a comparison.
Right.
Like, I would be homeless if I didn't live here. But yeah, like, no, I think like when I started dancing was the first time I think I had really like expendable income. And I was 23. So like 23, almost 24. And that was cool. I remember like the first thing I did was I went grocery shopping and I didn't look at the prices for anything.
Nice.
That was like my big baller move. Yeah.
Good feeling.
But I think like for me at least, those experiences like of having to like those still color the things that I do very much so. Like I don't spend money on clothes. I don't really spend money on makeup. Like I don't like my money goes to like savings and my business and my apartment and squeegee. Like I don't. I
definitely made financial sacrifices and some of my trips were probably financially dumb, just outright dumb. Like the trip to Colombia, I took that trip fairly confident that I was going to be fired from my 9-to-5 within a week or two of getting back. And lo and behold, I was fired within a week or two of getting back. And unfortunately, like there were some uncomfortable moments on that trip where my friends wanted to go do something and I'm just like, I don't know if I even with the crazy exchange rate, I'm like, I don't know if I can swing this guy. It's like, I'm really like, I did this trip because I had already booked the airfare and I'd committed to you guys that I was coming, but I'm probably getting fired when I get back. Yeah. I don't know that I could handle that. That would cause me so much anxiety. I went with like, I mean, it caused me some anxiety. It definitely caused for some uncomfortable moments, but I also did the best I could to be like, fuck it, I'm here. I'm not going to ruin my friend's good time. I'm going to try to have the best time I possibly can. Yeah. And it also doesn't hurt that, like, the exchange rate's goddamn insane. So it's like, oh, hey, we're going to do fine dining for $20 a head tonight. That's pretty fucking rad, for sure. Yeah, it's like 2,000 Colombian pesos to, like, the US dollar, and it's like, 75-cent beers equivalent in most
Oh,
places.
fuck yeah, that's dope, for sure. And it would be cool to, like, go to places like that. I'm sure I'll get around to it one of these days. Like, I think, too, like, I'm realizing right now, like, just this point in my life and my career is just, like, I had this epiphany the other day where I was like, oh, shit, I'm just going to feel like this for the next, like, 5 years.
For sure.
Like, okay, on some level that sucks. On the other level, I feel like I'm growing really rapidly. I'm learning a lot. Like, my career is getting better and better, and I'm really seeing, like, where putting in the effort pays off. These are all good things, but I'm just like, oh shit, okay, this is the fucking grind.
Oh yeah.
I have to grind this out. And if I grind it out for like 5 years, there's a good chance that I will be at least successful enough to, like, pump the brakes a little bit and take the break. And I'm trying to build in the breaks that I need. Like, that's another thing I really like about doing OnlyFans is, like, it lets me have so much control over my schedule. Which is just
no. It's so many people have so little control over the schedule. I mean, especially in this pandemic, you look at how many people are forced to go out there and, like, do Instacart, Postmates, just garbage, fucking life risking jobs for no fucking money.
Yeah,
and they got no choice. They have no safety net. They have no way to pump the brakes at some point. So the fact that you are working in that ability is fucking amazing. Like,
oh, it's huge. And, like, I've said it so many times in the last, like, 3-4 months, but it's enormous. And, like, I literally did sort of feel like doing a little fuck you to, like, everyone that, and there wasn't even a lot of people. It's not like I got a super negative reaction when I got into porn. Like, everyone that I knew in high school and, like, from jobs in college before is still, like, cool with me. Like, we still talk on Facebook.
Like, guess what? Even if they're not, fuck them.
Yeah, no, it's like, but there's been so many, because I, like, actually changed my name to Kate the other day, like, officially.
Oh,
with, like,
your Facebook
like,
official?
on Facebook. I'm a Facebook.
Oh wow!
I'm like, it's my middle name. Like, it's not even a huge jump.
Well, I know. And I've seen your legal name pop up as people you may know, and it just didn't send you a friend request.
And, like, I was like, all right, you know what? Like, fuck it. Like, and I just posted, I was like, look, I like this better. It's my middle name. Get the fuck over it. And, like, everyone was so cool with it. Like, a bunch of people I went to high school with liked it. Like, girls I used to work with said nice comments. Like, my grandma posted, she's like, I love you no matter what your name is. Love, Graham.
Aw. Aw. Aw.
My uncle was like, hey, he's like, I totally fucking get it. He's like, I use my middle name when I sign up for triathlons because I don't like using my first name. And I was like, that's cool.
Not quite the same, but close.
No, it's because he doesn't like his first name either.
Oh.
And so he's never, like, been able to have, like, have a career where he could just, like, change his name.
Gotcha.
And, like, it was kind of, like, too late. Because even for me, like, if I just want to, like, change my name, I guess it's more accepted now. But if you think about, like, a 60-year-old man, if he just suddenly was like, call me something else, in, like, the early 1970s, people would be like, what the fuck?
Oh, believe me, so many people have fucking...
Yeah.
Hell.
People have weird ideas about changing your name. Like, my mom genuinely thinks that it's, like, a symptom of, like, psychosis or, like, disconnected personality. I'm like, no, Mom, I just don't fucking like my name.
Well, it is definitely hard for people to adapt to. For fuck's sake, one of my friends literally is just, been exploring his sexuality, and he's just like, as part of this, I'm going by a new name, and, like, he had to pull me off the side in a, like, private conversation. He was actually on the Jackbox with us for a little while.
Oh, cool.
And it's like, hey, man, we haven't talked about this, like, so I'm not offended about it, but, like, I'm going by this now. I'm like, oh, cool, man, but it's still, like, I've known the dude for 15, 16 years under one name, so it will take half a second. I will have to check myself to, like, call him by his preferred name. Yeah.
For sure. Like, I know it's obviously, like, my changing my name is not the same as, like, someone exploring not exploring my sexuality by changing my name to my middle name. I am a bi, and I already know that.
Well, and, but I mean,
bi when my name is
it's the same end result.
It's definitely different. But, like, honestly, like it's cool. It's just cool when people are, like, supportive of that in general. Because like, no matter for what reason, like, if you do change your name, like, on some level, you are kind of changing your identity. And you're, like, for me, it's very much like that. It's like, hey, actually, like, this is who I am. And I think that's pretty great. And I think it's valuable. And I think you should still want to know me, even if I'm not the person that like you know, I think that's very true for people that have spent a large amount of their lives like trying to live up to like a certain standard or be somebody that they didn't feel like they were.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And we should hopefully encourage more people to live up to their own standards and not the standards of others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, it really is very freeing to just be like, you know, I've noticed that too during the pandemic. I'm like, look, this is how much I work. This is how much good shit you can get out of me. And then I have to take a nap, and that's okay.
It is.
Yeah.
Speaking of all your work, I want to publicly congratulate you on the Ding Dong Show.
Oh, thank you very much.
You want to tell the audience what all went down?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm still showcasing on it right now, but I'm showcasing on the Ding Dong Show at the Comedy Store, and we do it every Monday night at 10:30. And right now it's on YouTube Live, but when the store opens back up, I will be there every Monday night at 10:30. And I'm doing a regular segment coming up now, so that will be fun. I just came up with one last night after the show, so I'm stoked on that.
What is that? What is the Ding Dong Show for people who aren't like Comedy Store regulars?
So it's a comedy show. It's in the Belly Room, and it's kind of just a motley crew of people. And most of the performers have like a regular segment that they do, and it's sometimes kind of bizarre. One guy does magic. There's a girl that does like the reports from last week. There's a very almost kind of like each person does a game. People will do like sketches or whatever. And the last 2 times I've just done stand up because like it is a slightly different format of comedy than what I normally do. So like, because normally I just do stand up. So it's just, they're like, do you want to do anything? And I was like, here's a joke I wrote. Do you like it? Which is a weird way to do stand up.
Do you approve of this comic material that I am doing right now?
The joke that I did last night was that I got a sunburn at the Black Lives Matter march. I felt like it was the least I could do. The only thing that the cops are asking me about is wearing sunscreen.
Oh.
That's not true. I've been sexually harassed by like 6 cops, so that's not true at all. We should like abolish and defund the LAPD. For real. They're terrible.
Oh yeah, I have a female friend who like was witness to a pretty messy car accident.
Yeah.
Like I think there may have been fatalities, but definitely an ambulance called car accident. She was just a witness. Cop got her number from her statement and like texted her to like try to hit her up.
Yeah, no, I've actually never had a run-in with the LAPD, but I've had in my college town, I had multiple like issues. They were fucking horrible. I was walking home one time. I was probably like 19. We were drunk. Like it was me and my roommate, and we're walking back to our like first apartment, right? We're like walking up College Hill or University Hill. And there's these 2 guys in like normal clothes, and they have this fucking tiny little blonde girl. Like this girl weighs like 90 fucking pounds. And she's like sitting zip tied with her hands behind her back, like crying in the dirt. Like she's all dirty and she's crying. And I like stopped. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what? She's clearly messed up. Like, why is she in the fucking mud? And they're like, we're like Boulder PD. Fucking like my roommate grabbed me. She's like, we're going home. She's like, we're not. Because I was like, what is wrong with you? And then I had one time I had stepped out of like a bar to go smoke, and I stood like 25 feet away from the door, and I'm just standing there, and like 5 cops come up to me and are like, you can't smoke on this side of the street. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'll walk across the street. They're like, well, we need your ID. And I'm one girl, tiny, alone on the street. Like, and I was like, my purse, everything I have is back in the bar. And I was in it's right there.
Right.
Clearly, like I was like, I'm clearly not 18. Like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, we just have to run it and make sure you're not like a murderer or something. And I was like, I'm 5'2". Like, if I'm a murderer, like that's the crime of the century.
I mean, you could definitely murder a sleeping dude.
Yeah, it was like this insane. And then they were like, it was horrible. And then like, now I'm just detailing terrible encounters I've had with the police. The police are bad. I was in a domestic, and I don't want to get into this one, but I was in a domestic violence situation one time, and 4 cops showed up. 3 of them were men, and all 3 of them were like, well, what did you do? You should find a different place to sleep than my own apartment, by the way. And finally the one female cop pulled me aside and was like, this isn't okay. And she actually did something.
Good.
But it was like it was horrible. Like the whole experience.
Yeah.
Cops are bad.
I feel like we need a more nuanced approach than just blanket cops are bad.
Yeah. I don't know. No, I just think all cops are bad.
Fair enough.
They're all bad. So Ron Jeremy was arrested today in Los Angeles.
Oh, whoa. Way to like fucking weekend.
You wanted to talk about it.
I know, but way to weekend update it. That was so like fucking.
That's the only job that I would want on SNL. I've said this on record many times. I think that's the only way I would be an SNL cast member.
That was such a weekend update read. So Ron Jeremy was arrested.
I considered majoring in broadcast news for a little while when I was in college, but I found out that you have to move to like the middle of bumfuck nowhere and do the local news in like Laramie, Wyoming for like 10 years, and they get to pick your haircut.
Oh yeah.
You don't even get to pick your own haircut. That was the straw. I was like, I'm not doing this shit. I was good at it too. I did like the news. I did a bunch in high school. I'm very like poised. I know how to deliver it.
I know.
Shame. Now I do stand-up comedy. So.
Oh no. Not stand-up comedy. But yes, Ron Jeremy was in motherfucking court today.
Yes. Was he in court or was he arrested? I thought he was arrested today.
No, he was in court.
He's in court.
Yeah.
Okay, he was in court today.
Yeah.
Well, in news that surprised absolutely no one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've met him several times. He's never showed an interest in me, probably because we dress exactly the same. So.
You wearing Crocs right now?
No, but I do have Crocs, and I wear them. Like not out, but I wear them. They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
I actually know the guy who's the founder of Crocs. This is a fun story.
All right.
Okay, so Crocs were invented in Colorado, like in the town next to my hometown, which is also where Kristen Shaw is from. Yeah. And so the guy that invented them, they blew up overnight in like 2004, 2005. They got huge. And they're making all this fucking money, man. Just fucking antimicrobial boat shoes for white people. Fuck yeah. Everybody's wearing Crocs. And then like Crocs became like a national punchline a couple years later. Dude loses all his money. Wife leaves him. He's a very sad man who was a member at the country club that I worked at in college. And I used to make him smoothies in the morning. And he would just stare into his peanut butter and banana smoothie and just be sad. But his kids were very well behaved.
But he could still afford a country club. So he didn't lose that much money.
He lost a lot of money. For sure. He still had a lot of money because he was a rich white man. He was a rich white man before that.
Oh, okay.
Still a rich white man, but like definitely, and like everybody else, like also dude, like being the person that owns the brand that is the national joke. Like, oh man, I always fell for that dude. He was a nice guy. He really just wanted to make good, cheap plastic boat shoes for people, and everybody made fun of them. And he was a nice guy.
Well,
like
the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
I felt really bad. I was like, I think he lost something like $1 billion or something.
Well,
it's like a crazy amount of money.
That's nice to hear that he lost more money than I'm ever going to earn in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Hell, that if I had kids, like my next 2 or 3 generations would ever earn.
Oh, easily.
Exactly.
I mean, unless Squeegee starts doing really well on TikTok, like.
I already proposed to you once on the show. Squeegee starts doing well, I will double down on the proposal. I just want Canadian citizenship, but if you're rich, I'm totally in.
Right?
I'm a gold digger. I'm not above it. I've already proposed once for, well, it wasn't love, it was drunk. I guess the second one's for money.
I mean, you marry once for love, once for money.
Well, I mean,
and
I proposed once for drunk. Well,
I think you're supposed to marry for money first and then for love.
I don't know. I mean, I've never gotten married. I probably never will.
I don't either. I don't think so either. I have a veil just like in case of emergencies.
Emergency wedding?
It was on sale.
That's okay.
It was like $9 and it was really pretty. And so I bought it and I just have it because it feels like a weird thing to get rid of. And I still like it. So
I'm gonna definitely veil scenes with
I'm gonna take nudes in it. Like that's what it's gonna end up as. But like, it's just fun to take nudes in something that was supposed to be this like beautiful, like cherished family heirloom.
It still can be.
Wear on your wedding day.
It still can be.
No, it's really fun to sell naked pictures of yourself and something like that on the internet.
I agree. Really, but I mean, you still could wear it on your wedding day, even though you've sold nudes in it.
I don't think I would do that.
Why not?
I don't know. Seems weird.
Life's weird.
Life is weird. I don't know. Seems weird.
But yeah, back to Ron.
Plus, I could get a nicer one now.
But it's... Why? Why would you need to? It has sentimental value at this point.
Not really. I bought it at a thrift store 5 years ago.
Had sentimental value to someone, god damn it.
Anyways, Ron Jeremy was in court today. Ron Jeremy also hangs out at a gas station at Sunset in Laurel Canyon and hits on teenagers. So now you know that too. And everyone else did, in case,
Oh, and
I'm addressing the listeners. I figured you already knew that.
I did. I also know that every time I step foot in the Rainbow, he's there mean mugging me. Ron
He's always at the Rainbow.
Ron does not like me. So
can't imagine why. He doesn't like me either, so
I don't dress like him.
I feel like that would be a reason to like me, but I guess not.
But yeah, Ron does not like me.
Not like I want Ron Jeremy to hit on me, but just like, it's a little insulting.
Yeah, it's like, what chopped liver over here?
It's not surprising. People don't. Dalia never hit on me either. And I would just like to say, there's a weird pattern going around of people that were mean to me that have had terrible things happen to them by their own fault.
Well, I'm glad I've always been nice to you.
You should be. My English teacher in high school got cancer and died alone.
Well, I mean, that's my fate anyways, so no matter how mean or nice I am to you.
I don't think you'll die alone.
Oh, no. It'll be in a car full of people with them screaming, probably.
There you go.
But yeah, he's in court. He is facing 90 fucking years.
90 years. And he's probably only got like 5 left. That dude is not doing well.
No, he wasn't doing well.
Not a healthy looking guy. No.
No. So it'll be interesting. I read the LA Times article, and they're like, some of the, because it's still pending in court, alleged rapes happened in a West Hollywood bar. It's like, come on, LA Times. Anyone who lives in Los Angeles.
Say it was the Rainbow.
Right. Because we all know Ron's not anywhere else.
And we all know how much gin they put in their gin and tonics. They taste like battery acid.
I've never drank a gin and tonic there, but I will take your word for it.
I've only had a sip of one because I don't personally like gin or tonic. But I had a sip of my friend's when we were there one time because she's from New York and she likes to drink. And she took a sip and she was like, I can't fucking drink this. And she's like, taste this. And I was like, I don't like that. She's like, just taste it. Trust me. And holy motherfucking balls. Have you ever stuck your tongue in a light socket?
No, that sounds really painful.
That's what it tasted like. Strong drinks at the Rainbow.
I drink whiskey on the rocks, so...
It's a stiff pour, though.
Yeah, no, it's a stiff pour. It better be for, like, what they fucking charge.
That's true. This is true. I don't really pay for drinks there a lot, but yeah, that's true.
I'm Kate Kennedy. Dudes, just buy me drinks.
I usually go with other people, and then they buy me drinks. And then I'm like, do you want me to Venmo you? And they're like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, all right, cool. I buy drinks for other people, too.
I know. No, you've definitely bought me drinks. I definitely owe you a couple drinks.
Definitely do.
That was discussed on the previous podcast that's never being aired. I could have not brought it up, and it would have been buried forever. But
it wouldn't have. Memory of an elephant. I knew that. I would have remembered. The minute we were at Lost Property again, I would have been like, Matt, you owe me 2 drinks.
We don't know why
I never forget a bar tab.
We don't know why I owe you 2 drinks, but I just owe you 2 drinks.
Yeah.
It's not a tit for tat thing. I definitely
Just 2. No, it's never a tit for tat thing with me, ever.
Anyway.
So it's just a reciprocal. Because I reciprocate too. I'm a good friend.
I know.
Uh-huh.
I know. I don't have to sell. I don't have to sell you on being a good friend. You gave me chicken and weed.
Imagine going to a punk show at the Rainbow right now.
What, all the COVID?
No, like before that. I like to think of the time before in like a romantical sort of way. Like, I was daydreaming about eating at House of Pies earlier today.
Oh, dude, they have French toast croissants.
House of Pies. I did photos with one of my favorite photographers who like also lives in the neighborhood and was like, yo, I haven't gotten to shoot in 4 months. Like, do you want to just like hang and shoot? And I was like, yes, I do. And he brought Squeegee chew bones and he brought me cheesecake from House of Pies.
Oh, I want cheesecake. Oh, I want cheesecake.
He's like, I know you like House of Pies. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna cry. It was so nice. And then I got like a whole week's worth of content. And then I got to eat cheesecake. It was like the best day ever.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Also, ladies, he's running a sale. Dean Capture. He takes all of my professional photos, and he is a very nice person. So you should hire him.
You should.
Yeah.
House of Pie is still, the fact that they have French toast croissants blows my mind.
Everything. Los Feliz omelet. Oh my God. So good. Fucking their club sandwich. So good.
Their key lime pie, not so good. But
no, I like their custard pie.
I haven't had it. I am always on the quest for good key lime pie. Always on the quest.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be tart. And it's got to be...
It has to be tart.
Yeah. And
with a good, like, the graham cracker crust for me has to be, like, fine. I don't like a chunky crust.
Yeah. Gotta be...
I like a smooth crust.
Smooth graham cracker crust, tart pie. Cannot be a sweet key lime pie. It's got to be tart.
Homemade whipped cream on top. Not too sweet, but just a little sweet with maybe, like, a little vanilla in it.
I don't need that. I don't need the...
Oh, I like the whipped cream. There's always a little whipped cream on top. Just a little drizzle of it. The little starlet thingies. I went to cake decorating camp. Did you know that?
I did not. Tell me about cake decorating camp, Kate Kennedy.
I don't know. My parents sent me to sewing camp and cake decorating camp, and I didn't learn how to use Excel until college. So I have no useful skills for this world, but I know exactly how to like pipe icing onto a cake, and I have a great buttercream recipe. So
it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I was once lured back to a woman's apartment because she was a pastry chef who had cakes. So,
dude, oh my God. My neighbor, who I met yesterday, is this wonderful older woman. And I was like walking out and she like saw Squeegee and Squeegee wanted to say hi to her. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, she's fine. She's like, oh my God, it's fine. She's like, I just see you guys all the time. You're so darling. She's like, I'm a pastry chef at Wolfgang Puck. And I was like, say what now? And she's like, I bring home stuff all the time for extra people. What's your apartment number? Like, I'll bring you guys some treats. I was like, and I was like, oh, hi, we live in so-and-so. She's like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. She's like, are you allergic to anything or do you not like anything? I was like, no, I'm not allergic to anything and I just like nothing. Thank you, friend. So now
you're my new bestie.
I was like, my nice elderly lady neighbor is going to like bring me treats.
The best.
There's also a guy in my building that works for like a beer distributor and like he comes home with shit tons of beer and sometimes he brings me beer.
You have a good community in that apartment.
Really good community. Yeah, I've made a lot of friends since COVID because it's an old building and the hallways are very small. So we're pretty much all consigned to getting each other's illnesses. It's fun. I feel like I live in a giant college dorm with a bunch of weirdos. It's great. I love it. Like most people, there's like some older people in the building and they're super rad. And then there's a couple built like apartments where you're like, there's definitely 10 people living in this apartment.
Hollywood.
And they've definitely lived here for like 20 years because it's rent controlled. And, but then everyone else is like an artist or a writer or a chef or some shit, like in their like 20s or 30s. And it's fun. I like it. Like it is a cool, like actually a bunch of us, like after everything finally like subsides, like maybe next summer, we're thinking about doing, because we live in a cul-de-sac, and we're thinking about doing like getting permission from the city to block off our cul-de-sac for the night and throw like a huge block party.
I will come crash the
like
fuck
when
out
it's
of that
safe.
shit.
Well, we were gonna go around because there's like 3 or 4 other buildings, and like everyone in those buildings seems pretty nice too. So we're like, we'll go around and invite everybody. And one of our friends is a chef, and we'll like have the kids play kickball in the fucking cul-de-sac, and it'll be super fun, and everyone can bring lawn chairs and just kick it.
I will, as I said, crash the fuck out of that shit.
Right? Wouldn't that be so fun?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a blast. And like, I looked into getting permits from the city of LA, and it's actually not that hard.
Nice.
Especially because it's like a cul-de-sac. Like, nobody gives a shit.
Right.
Like,
It's like no one's going to come through here. It's right off the 101.
Yeah. I think it would be cool if like we have like a retaining wall at the end of it. And I think it'd be cool if we like repainted a new mural, but I'm dreaming really big here.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with dreaming big.
But we might have like a year to plan this. So
do that shit.
Like
it is about that time though.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Have we finally talked for long enough that like we're not even going to have like we don't have hard outs? We finally talked for long enough. I could keep talking to you. I'm not doing anything.
I'm not either. I could definitely keep talking to you. My
TV is broken, Matt.
So I'm your only source of
entertainment. It doesn't work. It doesn't connect, and it's so sad because it can see the Wi-Fi, but it can't connect to the Wi-Fi. It reminds me of my relationship with my mother. Like I can see it, but can't connect to it. And I just thought of that, and it was beautiful, wasn't it?
I know, and thankfully we've captured it for posterity's sake.
You're welcome. It makes me very sad. It can't connect. And someone was like, just run an Ethernet cable. And I was like, the fucking modem's in my goddamn bedroom. I'd have to run it across the whole fucking apartment. I already thought about that.
What is this, 2000?
Yeah, plus a $35 Ethernet cable will cost the same as a Roku. Would it be more stable? Probably, yes.
Definitely, yes.
But I already rewired the internet like 5 times when I moved in, so I'm not going to do it again.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of holes in the molding now.
These things happen.
I think I'm going to paint my porno closet, or at least do something with it, because I hate the white. And I would like to turn it into a place where I can actually shoot, but I'm trying to like figure out how I do that right now. We talked about this, like this was the beginning of the podcast. So it's a nice full circle thing.
Hey, nothing like a callback. We appreciate those around here. Kate Kennedy. Because it is last call, and we've been at this for a hot minute. I will happily talk to you offline as long as you want to talk to me. But for the audience, as we get more and more intoxicated and nonsensical, we probably should cut this and get the fuck out of here for the internet.
For the greater good, yes.
For the greater good. Where can they find you on the socials? All that fun shit, the OnlyFans. Yeah, the good shit.
You can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet as the OG Kennedy. THE. OG as in original gangster. Kennedy as in the dead president. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, which I am very bad at, but you should follow me at anyways. As the _OG Kennedy. But if you would like to send a strongly worded Instagram message to the guy that has the OG Kennedy on Instagram and is fucking squatting on it, no matter how much money I offer him for the account, feel free to do that as well. If you would like my OnlyFans, you can go to www, that's World Wide Web, .theogkennedy.com.
Dun, dun, dun. And as always, you can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. Slayer on Facebook. You can find the podcast at And Now We Drink on Twitter, and Now We Drink _ on Instagram. And until next week, drink up, motherfuckers. Also, come watch me on Twitch, play video games, and make an ass of myself. Twitch.tv/Matt F. Slayer. Until next week, for real, drink up, motherfuckers.